Yeah. Now, what is it? Dunder cheek? Dirty deeds, dunder sheep? What is it?
Done dirt cheap.
Oh.
The second. Second.
I see the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
There we go.
Because
He did.
We were rife with tragedy this weekend.
Malcolm Young.
Gina had to wrestle my copy of Mel Tillis' Coca-Cola Cowboy out of my hands. I wouldn't open the show with it.
We can't do that.
Okay, so Mel Tillis, country singer Mel Tillis, also died, and he was a stutterer, and I was trying to find it, and I couldn't. He did, he had a lot of hit songs, but he also did a lot of commercials.
Yep.
Yes.
And he was famous apparently for doing commercials for Whataburger, which we never saw because we don't have Whataburger. But he did commercials for a cell phone company here, and it's the cell phone company I'm still with. It's just had different name changes.
You're still with Telemerica?
It was Telemerica. I couldn't remember the name of it.
Telemerica for long distance.
Yeah, a Telemerica. I kept Googling Mel Tillis cell phone commercial. Never.
It wouldn't have been a cell phone.
No,
commercial.
it was a long distance company. It was like
before cell phones.
You would call an 800 number, then you would enter your code, and then it would give you a dial tone, and then you could call
cheaper.
And it was cheaper than regular long distance.
But
way before.
Didn't it turn into?
I don't know.
I think it turned into the cell phone company that I started with. Anyway,
and we could open with David Cassidy.
I think I'm dying, but what am I?
But you actually know a David Cassidy song.
I know one.
Yeah. So we'll talk about those all those coming up. I should mention. I was going to say about Malcolm Young. I think it's sort of ironic that he always dressed as he on stage.
No, you're thinking of Angus.
Oh, that's Angus, his brother.
Angus is the one who died. Malcolm's still with us.
No, Malcolm died. Angus is still with us.
But Angus is the one who
dressed as a schoolboy.
Then it doesn't matter because I was thinking he was the one who dressed as a schoolboy, and he died from dementia.
No,
but so it isn't ironic at all.
Nope.
Okay, well I'm exhausted anyway. It was a big night for me last night, being a moderator for the John Cleese event at the Eccles Theater. So I got about 4 hours of sleep. But it was terrific. Did you enjoy the show, Gina? We'll talk about it later.
I did very much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to do, I have to say. He
was just charming.
He's great backstage as well. He was telling me about his prostate and removal and anything he's just kind of an open book. He'll just bring up things, too, out of the blue and start talking about them. We chatted backstage for a while. He was quite touched or pleased with the photo of Carrie and I with Michael Palin. And he just adores
He clearly
Palin.
has great affection for him. Yeah. Not so much some of the other.
Well, I don't know. He liked Graham Chapman a lot, I think, too. He
seems to have issue with Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, he can't direct. His movies are terrible. they look good and say nothing. Essentially. And but the audience was fabulous.
It was packed. A lot of people there.
About 2,000 people.
Actually, Bill, I'm sorry, I have to correct you. The audience wasn't all fabulous, and I have stories.
Well, I'm curious. I saw your was it a tweet or something? Or you sent me a message
on your Instagram?
Oh, Instagram. Yeah.
I have stories.
Well, we'll get to those, but mostly the audience was fabulous, and obviously great fans of Radio from Hell and X96 and John Cleese, and they were with us in solidarity throughout the evening, and it was just great. Oh, and one other quick thing. I realized I'm going to step on stage at the Eccles Theater.
Oh.
I will be performing on that stage, and I said to the road manager, "It's kind kind of neat for me. That I'll be on, and I said this will be the first time and it probably will be the last time I ever set foot on that stage. But so let's get the show underway officially, shall we? This is all just nonsense.
Because this part doesn't count?
No.
All right.
We'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. Check in with us. Tell us what you're doing today, what's going on with you.
Or maybe you were there last night.
Yeah, if you want to. I doubt you're up, though, because you could sleep in. But 877-602-9696, and somebody who calls in will just be happy to be with us on check-ins.
All right. New Dwello Homes.
Well, New Dwello.
We just love Lolly. She's a great person. She wants to help you get into a home so much. She's set up this text line for you, 33986. If you text the word money to 33986, she can help you get down payment assistance.
Absolutely the wrong number to text to. It's 62687.
Oops, we're going to have to redo this then. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm sorry.
So we were recording that, you see, for posterity.
All right.
62687.
Should we try it again?
Sure.
And check in with us, by the way, and you can comment on the unprofessional nature of this radio program if you'd like.
Well, luckily, this part doesn't count.
Right. 877-602-9696.
New Dwello Home.
Dear sweet Lolly, a good friend of ours from up in, I think she's up in Weber County, but she's created New Dwello, and she's also created this terrific way for you to get down payment money assistance on a new home.
You text the word money to 62687. What you'll get back is just 7 questions that you'll answer affirmatively. If you can do that honestly and affirmatively, you could get down payment assistance.
By affirmatively, Gina means if you can answer yes to those questions. There's no obligation, no income restrictions in most counties. Limited funds are available, though. So text the word money to 62687 and then let Lolly tell you how you can get some down payment money, some help on a down payment on a new home.
It was good of Lolly to do this because if you did all the work to find out about this money, it would have taken you months.
Absolutely. And if you have a home to sell, this is important, too. So text the word money to 62687. It's New Dwello.
This holiday season, X96 and Mark Miller Subaru want to share the love with those who need it. Let us know who could use some love at x96.com. Mark Miller.
get us some toques to keep us warm up there.
No, you imbecile. Draw their attention away for a minute and then follow my lead.
Did you hear that, Sculler? I swear the mice were talking.
Oh, somebody probably left a radio on in the lab.
Okay, so how does your precious science explain that?
You mean the dopey-looking mouse jumping up and down, waving his arms in an attempt to draw our attention?
Yeah, that.
You give mice heavy doses of caffeine, cocaine, nicotine, even 7-Eleven hot dogs, and then take it away? They'll do anything for a fix.
Okay, what about the other one then?
Oh, you mean the one with the overly large head, which has apparently built some sort of contraption designed to control the minds in his cage?
Yes, that one.
Oh, you got me there, Fox. Hey, maybe you ought to ask him.
You there, the mouse with the device. I'm with the FBI. Start talking.
Well, stupid human, if you must know, I intend to take control of your puny mind with this device. There is nothing to see here.
There is nothing to see here.
Yes! Just a couple of mice who should have their cages cleaned out more often.
Yes, just a couple of mice who should have their cages cleaned out more often.
We really should be going.
Where are we going, Brain? Where are we going, Brain?
Yes, we really should be going.
You know, Dana, the truth is out there, and we are going to find it.
Sure, Fox, whatever.
Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. It's time for the official beginning of the Radio from Hell show, the start to the program, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. That's the number to call to check in and tell us how you're doing, what you're doing, what's your day, what you think it's going to be like, and all of that, so we can keep tabs on you.
Is that why we do it?
Yeah, really, we're putting tracking devices on all the people who call. So the moon, you missed the new moon already.
Man.
That's been and gone. Now we have a waxing moon. It's a crescent moon, only 4% of full. We will have a full moon on December 3rd, and the moon will rise today at 9:06 a.m., today being Monday. It's the 20th day of November in the year of our Lord 2017, and this is North America's most mellifluous morning broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. Hey, I'm Bill Allred, and that over there is Gina, the Fight Doctor Barberi. Richie Stedman is the senior executive producer and lady-in-waiting to the Radio from Hell show. Dylan Allred is here producing video for the show that you can see at x96.com/live. And our helper today is Katie for short. It is National Absurdity Day. Is life crazy? Is it totally absurd? It really is.
Yes.
And today is the day to celebrate absurdity.
Well, I thought we've been celebrating it all year.
Well, we have, but don't sit back and wait for something to happen. Go find absurd things, and it won't be hard to do, and then celebrate. All right.
Yes, we know Charles Manson died.
We're going to talk about it.
Oh, what we are?
Yeah.
I would.
Okay. 877-602-9696 is the number for your check-ins. Here's an example of that.
All right.
Oh, it's brought to you by a crash occurs every 8 minutes. So to help save lives, law enforcement will be writing tickets for those who aren't buckled up. Support zero fatalities. Click it or ticket.
All right.
Hi, Sean.
Let's go to Sean first.
Morning.
Thanks for checking in, Sean. What are you doing today?
Working, unfortunately, and I did attend the John Cleese. Thanks for the pronunciation help.
Oh, yes, Carrie, it's not Cleese.
It is John Cleese because his family name was Cheese.
I remember that.
And his father. I thought it's funny. His father, when he enlisted to fight in World War I, everybody was making fun of his name, Cheese, and so he changed it to Cleese. Thanks for being
My
there.
favorite.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. Actually, Radio from Hell sent me. I got a call from Jarvis. He said I'd won tickets, so that was wonderful.
Good. I'm glad you could be there, and I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. I loved when he walked out on stage and said, "Hello, Mormons."
Thanks for checking in, Sean.
Thank you. About 50% today because I'm about 50% here.
All right.
Thank
you, Sean.
All right.
All right. Let's go to tech support Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi. How are you guys today?
Fine. Thanks for checking in. Whose tech are you supporting?
Vonage at CSS.
Yeah, the Vonage. Okay. And so you're on your way to work now?
I'm picking up a coworker, and I'll be on my way. But whenever I hear the song "Dirty Deeds" in '81, a little bit of trivia. Jane Byrne, the mayor, slept at Cabrini Green. So John Londecker came up with a parody, Cabrini Green, where the mayor sleeps. So whenever I hear "Dirty Deeds," it always brings me to that time.
So
John Landecker, who's a radio guy.
Yeah, so a morning radio guy ruined your enjoyment of a song.
Yeah,
that's why we're anti-parody songs.
That's why we don't do parody songs.
We don't play them ever. Yeah, parody songs are awful.
Glad you don't.
Okay.
Yes. All right.
Thanks, Cindy.
Dirty Deeds is a great song.
It is. Thanks, Cindy. See ya.
And that was shoehorning in.
Yeah.
Cabrini Green, where the mayor sleeps.
That doesn't even make sense.
That's Mayor Burns.
Yeah.
Where Mayor Burns sleeps.
That's just you're shoehorning in the syllables there.
No. 877-602-9696 to check in. There are a couple of lines available.
Let's go to Lenny.
Lenny?
No, just Lane.
Lane.
Oh, Lane.
Okay,
says Lenny here.
Good as what I'm given.
So Lane, what's up with you today?
Well, you know what? I'm sitting on my butt on the couch and went in on the 7th and got this prostate cancer removed. Looks like they got it early, took out 10 lymph nodes. There was no cancer there, so outlook seems to be pretty good.
Oh, good for you.
I'm going to get divorced from this catheter today, and that is going to be a beautiful thing.
Well, that's not fun.
Oh, no.
That's not fun.
It'll hurt.
If you're awake for that, that's not fun.
Well, yeah. Thanks, Carrie. I need all that moral.
No, Carrie, tell him it will be fine.
I'm just giving you a heads up, dude.
Lenny, let me ask you this about your surgery, because I was talking about prostate surgery with John Cleese last night, and he said, well, if you ever have to have your prostate removed, make sure that they do this green light laser procedure. Ask them about that.
It's a little late now because I got more holes in me than a gutted deer. I think it's like 6 holes in my belly.
I'm starting to picture what you're looking like on the couch, Lenny, and I think we should hang up.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have a great day because mine's going to be a lot better here about 9:45.
All right,
Lenny.
Good luck.
God bless you.
Oh, and Gina, your Deadpool's coming to fruitation, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Coming to fruitation.
Everybody's worried we didn't mention it.
And you know what? He was such a piece of crap. I'm glad he's gone from this earth.
All right, Lenny.
Lenny, I think you mean fruition, but that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
Give him a break. He has 6 holes in his belly.
It's coming to fruitation.
He's been up late.
Yeah.
Let's see. Proud mom checking in. Stephanie, my son had an assignment in one of his classes to read an article to his class. He picked the NPR article explaining the tax bill, and he had the entire class completely fired up by the end.
Really?
Hey!
Education at its finest.
Nice job.
That high school didn't know what hit him. 60%, please.
Teacher Emily checking in. Saw the John Cleese show last night. Loved it. Bill, you were awesome. Thanks again for the tickets.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eric, good morning, gang. Been a while, at least 9 weeks. So checking in. Good morning. Yes, my dogs did move, and I was able to sleep in my own bed, Eric. I'm bigger than they are. Let's see, Randall Murphy checking in. Let's throw this big marble sink through the window and get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Boring New York City lawyer checking in, looking forward to fewer than 80 hours this week. Vicky and the Angel. Hi, lords and lady. Vicky and the Angel checking in. Another fantastic Trump tweet. I hope
There
Gina.
were a bunch of them.
I hope Gina covers it in sports.
Uh-huh.
Tim the Tree Guy checking in. All right, well, I'd say we don't have to try too hard today.
No,
And actually, we have a lot of help on the show today.
Yeah, coming up,
Lots of guests.
We've got Amy Donaldson coming up with sports. Jonathan will be here to talk about gift giving, games for gift giving. The video games.
Yeah.
And
Sean Means will be here to review movies, including Coco, which opens over the holiday.
I was reading some really good things about that movie. So it's a show where people will help us, and we can just sit back. Yeah. Bill Frost will be here to talk about TV.
Yes.
So
many
right.
guests, and there we go. Big Boy News is next.
Yeah, you want to check traffic?
Sure.
We can do that, but there isn't any.
I was going to say, I bet you there isn't.
So it's going to be super light today, and I bet tomorrow a little worse, and then Wednesday really bad, day before Thanksgiving traffic. But right now I've got no accidents to tell you about. If you see something, though, please let me know. Text it to us, 33986.
One of the ways you can avoid accidents is by having good tires.
That's true, actually.
On your car.
Mm-hmm.
And the place to get those good tires is Big O Tires.
It's time to start to be aware of this because we're heading into winter.
Yeah, you can either get winter snow tires or just get some new all-weather tires. Even that will help you through the winter.
The guys at Big O can advise you on that, which would be best for your car. Some cars are better if you have snow tires. But right now they're having a sale at Big O Tires. It's a Black Friday sale all week long. Buy 3 tires and get 1 free on select sets of tires. For instance, $150 off a set of 4 Big O brand tires, or $140 off a set of 4 Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. 12 months, no interest financing. No matter what your budget, Big O Tires has the right financing available for you, and it is the team you trust. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. They're always great there. Find a Big O Tire store by going to bigotires.com.
Stay tuned for a 1-hour nonstop music wingding right after Radio from Hell on X96.
I'm talking...
Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and Gina. 96.3 FM, X96.
I got caught in an embarrassing moment this morning.
Oh, good. I can't wait to hear.
Here at work. Already, I've been at work about an hour now, and already caught in an embarrassing moment.
Are you saving it?
No, I'll tell you right now. I came in the back door, as I always do. I kind of hope Chris is listening. I don't know Chris's last name.
Mancow.
Yeah, Chris Mancow.
Sure.
Yeah. So Chris is a board operator here in the building, and he tends to another radio station. He's a very nice guy, very quiet guy, very shy, I believe. Mm-hmm. Probably if he's hearing this, is embarrassed to hell that I'm even mentioning him on the radio. He's a very shy guy. So I come in the building this morning, and I'm walking down the long corridor there, and there down at the end of the corridor is a copy machine. And on the copy machine is sitting a big, it's like a briefcase, suitcase kind of thing.
Okay.
It looks like a toolbox, but not metal. It's a cord,
Okay.
fabric kind of stuff. What do they call that? Cordova. No. Anyway. So it's a big case with buckles on it and everything. And it's sitting there it's just out of place. It's odd. I've never seen it sitting there before. It's sitting, what is that? I think to myself. So then
How curious were you?
I open it up, and start rifling through it. Look at this. Look at this. And I mean, there was nothing particularly strange.
Wait a minute,
in there.
you saw someone's luggage lying around and you just opened it?
Well, yeah.
Didn't you learn anything from the announcements at the airport?
Or anything from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
God.
But I, you know, and I thought in my mind, maybe the reason I opened it is I thought, I wonder if because it looks like one of those things that the copy guy brings with his tools in it.
Okay.
To repair the copier. But I start going through it, and it's obviously somebody's briefcase. It's, you know, it's got some CDs in there, library books. There's an orange.
Yeah.
I went through it pretty extensive. No, I didn't. I didn't.
Sounds like you cataloged all of the stuff in there.
This is all stuff that I could sort of see right there. And as I'm kind of going through it, Chris comes up the hall the other way and goes, "Hey, that's mine." And I went, "Oh,
I'm sorry."
I thought it was the copy guys.
Because if it was the copy guys, that would have been okay to go.
Well, it was my duty to investigate as a junior TSA trainee.
TSA, which really does mean to stand around. I'm just convinced of it.
No, so sorry. I apologize to Chris, and I'll apologize again. But just I'm just standing there going through his stuff, and here comes the shyest guy in the building, going, "Hey."
X96.3 and X96.com. Bill Allred and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right, let's see. Big boy news and opiniondo now, brought to you by.
This holiday season, dine, drink, and shop local. Visit Central 9th District featuring Mediterranean, Small Plates and Wine Bar, Lazie's Kitchen, Middle Eastern Food, Blue Copper Coffee, Troubadour Salon, Waterwitch Cocktails, and Jade Market Grocers, just a few steps from the 9th South Track Station.
All right, Gina, before we get to all of the deaths, I'm going to start the news with a story that you will just delight in.
Okay.
That North Korean soldier who made that bold attempt to defect,
yes,
we talked about it last week, crossing the heavily guarded border between North and South Korea, galvanized attention this week, but perhaps more surprising than that was the disclosure by surgeons struggling to save his life of what they found while repairing his intestinal wounds.
What'd they find?
Dozens of parasitic worms, some as long as 11 inches.
Ew.
In my 20 years as a surgeon, I have only seen something like this in a medical textbook, said Dr. Lee Kuk-dong, a lead surgeon. The discovery opened a window on the dire conditions in North Korea, including poor hygiene and nutrition. The news shocked many people in prosperous South Korea. Surgeons raced to save the North Korean soldier. We found dozens of fully grown parasitic worms in his damaged intestines. It was a serious parasitic infection. He showed photos. The doctor showed photos to the press of the worms.
The 11-inch worm?
Yeah. Experts in parasitic worms, however, were not surprised. They said the finding was consistent with the broad sense of conditions in isolated, impoverished North Korea.
Yeah.
Defectors to the south have cited the existence of parasites and abysmal nutrition. They don't have any chemical fertilizers, so they still use human excrement to fertilize the fields, and that helps parasites spread.
So everybody probably has this.
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, the story goes on to talk about that. Doctors in 2014 checked a sample of 17 female defectors from the north and found 7 of them infected with parasitic worms. So 7 out of 17.
Damn.
Yeah, and they're probably, most people now. And they said, South Korea actually had a similar problem for a long time until they became conscious of it, and they started a program to eradicate the parasitic worms, and it has been very successful. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Charles Manson. I guess the big death. He finally did kick it, and he's now going to be, well, I don't know. I think I was going to say food for worms, but I'm guessing the worms might spit him out.
Yeah.
This is bitter.
One of the most notorious murderers.
No, Bill.
Although he didn't murder anybody, he said. Although he didn't, there were people who sort of disappeared at the Spawn Ranch.
They think maybe
he might have had something to do.
I'll bet he didn't have to.
No, he had minions.
Yeah, he just talked people into it.
And he was apparently that magnetic and persuasive. And if you were a bit vulnerable and came under his thrall, his spell, he
and you know how obsessed I am with serial killers and stuff. So I've read a lot about Charles Manson through the years, and I've been reading stuff.
Did you read Helter Skelter, for instance?
Oh yeah. And but I've been reading stuff this morning about it, and a psychologist that was there during his trial says he's not crazy. He's good at pretending to be. He's very smart. He's good at pretending to be crazy. And he's super manipulative, making people do what he wants them to do. He's not crazy.
Yeah, and we've played the Bob Odenkirk being Charles Manson and Ash Manson, and when he goes, hey, you listen to some interviews with Charles Manson, he does that occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's him pretending to be crazy. But he's gone. Also gone, Mel.
Oh, but I had him on my Deadpool.
Yes.
So we need a tallying of.
I don't know. Why don't
Frank Christ does it? I don't do it. Frank Christ keeps track of it.
Well,
I keep track of my own.
You could do the math yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Malcolm Young has died. He was the bass player.
Yes.
In AC/DC. And he died on Saturday at the age of 64. He was, it says here, he was the self-effacing guitarist of AC/DC, who he always stood in the back, while his brother Angus ran around the stage like a crazy boy in schoolboy knickers. So now AC/DC had 2 singers, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Bon Scott died, and then they got Brian Johnson.
But they sounded almost exactly alike. Yeah. I'd like to hear a difference.
This is Bon Scott.
This is Bon Scott.
This is Bon Scott.
Okay.
No, actually.
This is TNT.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't sound alike.
Well, I'm just
all right.
Okay.
And
that's what we're examining
so
here.
then the
Gina.
current singer.
Yeah. What's his name?
Help me.
Brian Johnson.
Brian
like
Johnson.
Thunderstruck is Brian Johnson. Yeah, that's Brian Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see the difference. Yeah. Bon Scott I like Brian Johnson, but Bon Scott had kind of a more pure voice.
They have more hits with Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, just because Bon Scott died.
But
I mean, they would have had more hits. They would have had plenty of hits with Bon Scott.
Most of the AC/DC is Brian Johnson.
Yeah, but you can't attribute that to Brian Johnson.
What?
You can attribute that to AC/DC. They would have had those hits with Bon Scott singing as well. Right? David Cassidy, 1970s heartthrob, who starred in TV's The Partridge Family. Now, it says here he's in critical condition with organ failure.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because he was in critical condition with organ failure for several days.
Has he died? Because all the news I've got here says that he's hovering.
Yeah. No, I think
and that it's
died.
a matter of time.
No, because I was right, because somebody asked me yesterday, who do you think's going to go first, Manson or Cassidy? And I said, I wish it were Manson, but Cassidy's going to go first, and I was right.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
That's quite a debate. I wonder who started that.
I don't have anything on David Cassidy.
Yeah, I don't either. And Mel Tillis, country star, known for hit songs.
Yeah,
now,
he's dead.
He's dead, okay.
David Cassidy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
So this is David Cassidy. Oh, wait, no. I didn't know. Is this right?
What?
You know, Kenny Rogers had a hit with Ruby.
Yeah.
But Mel Tillis
wrote it
and had a hit with it before.
Yep.
Must have been quite. He's been around. He was around for a long time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's one of my dad's favorites.
Mm.
You're just a Coca-Cola cowboy.
And he was in Cannonball Run movies, and
he was in The Villain.
Had his own. Yeah, he was in The Villain. Had his own TV show for a while.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah. And also dying.
This is David Cassidy.
Yeah, okay, that's enough. And also passing through the veil to the great beyond, Earl Hyman. 91, he played the grandpa on Cosby.
But more famous for being the voice of Panthro on the Thundercats.
Oh, I had no idea.
I didn't know that. Panthro?
Panthro! Fan favorite.
All right. All right. All right, now let's see let's get in some little local news here. This is a great headline for you. Hate crimes are on the rise in Utah, and they are mostly race-related, according to FBI data.
Great.
Isn't that nice? Last year, local law enforcement reported 66 incidents of hate crimes to the FBI, or possible hate crimes, ranking Utah number 23 out of 49 reporting states. And the District of Columbia, according to a recently released 2016 hate crime statistics poll, those 66 incidents encompass 72 offenses or individual crimes. They have to do, some of them with vandalism and race-related vandalism, some with assault. So there are all kinds of crimes there. Most were committed against people because of their race, ethnicity, or ancestry, followed by their religious affiliation and sexual orientation. So, way to go, Utah. We're right there in the middle. We could do better. You could commit more.
People are asking me to ask you, Gina, to double-check your David Cassidy information.
People?
Yes. Mm-hmm. They're saying he's still circling the drain, that he has not gone yet.
I don't know this says check. He died November 19th, 2017, which is yesterday.
Yeah. I think he did die.
Okay.
Rich High School is changing its mascot of more than 30 years after complaints that it's racially insensitive. And people have been complaining for several years that it's racially insensitive. The 142-student high school in northern Utah's Rich County will phase out its Confederate Rebel mascot.
Oh, there it is.
x96.com/live. You can see it. They will phase it out, but they've decided they will just alter the gray fatigues. So they were going to get a completely new mascot. And then I think it was a student who came up with the idea, why don't we just make his fatigues kind of gray, and we can keep the rebel idea. He'll be a revolutionary for the Revolutionary War, a rebel who fought against the British. So that kind of a rebel. So they're just going to call him the Rebel. So they'll still be the Rich High School Rebels, but
different rebels.
They'd have been better off going
Patriots.
They'd have been better off going with a Star Wars reference as opposed to history. But
well, if it's Rich High School, I think that their mascot should be Richie Rich from the comic books a long time ago,
or Rich from Big and Rich.
Yeah, that's
they are out there in the country after all.
Now Utah, our population is the fastest growing in the nation, and against that backdrop, the House passed tax reform bill in Congress, and a second one in the Senate would, in varying degrees, gut decades-old tax incentives that promote affordable housing development, neighborhood revitalization, and reuse of historic buildings.
Well, why are we doing that? That doesn't make sense.
Well, because we have to find the money somewhere to put back into the budget when we cut taxes on the rich. I mean,
well, that sounds like something that Hillary would have done. I thought that he was here to help the little guy.
An immediate risk in Salt Lake City alone, in the worst of the scenarios, are 650 units of affordable housing expected to be developed through 2019. Statewide, the 5,000 affordable units developed in the past 3 years and the 800 million and 14,000 jobs derived from that development. So you see what that domino effect there? Not only do we not get that housing for low-income people, 14,000 jobs go out the window. This makes no sense.
No.
And Donald Trump, of course, and he's done a lot of stuff this weekend. We'll get to that later. But this Roy Moore situation, and as it relates to Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is quick to condemn Democrat Al Franken for his sexual impropriety. But when it comes to Roy Moore, he says nothing, because he and Roy Moore share the same base of voters. A lot of them are evangelical Christians who somehow think that what Roy Moore did, this is the Judge Moore in Alabama, who has been accused by multiple women of stalking them when they were teenagers. Evangelical Christians think that that's okay. They can overlook that because he'll vote for the right stuff in Congress. And Donald Trump is silent on that because he knows that if he pisses off the evangelical Christians, he would have no chance at re-election in the next cycle. And I think that is, all of that is inexcusable. You evangelical Christians who can still support Roy Moore, the governor, a woman of Alabama, who sounds like a man when she talks, said she will continue to vote for Roy Moore, even though she believes all of the women who came forward. But she'll vote for Roy Moore.
We'd rather vote for a pedophile that's not a Democrat.
Inexcusable.
Yep.
Wrong.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Weather brought to you by, it's the news you trust from the most experienced team in Utah 2 News. Check out the new KUTV.com. It's pretty chilly this morning, 35. We're only going to get up into the low 50s today for a high, and there's a chance of some showers later on today. And traffic, I think we're pretty good still so far. No accidents being reported. Everybody's not driving today to drive later.
They're behaving?
Excuse me. Appears to be so. So unless you see something, you can let us know. Text it to us, 33986.
All right. I'm not dead yet, says David Cassidy.
Really?
Yes. The pronouncement of his death is premature.
So he'll die.
He's mostly dead.
It's a matter of time.
All right.
It's a matter of time. It'll be today sometime, probably. All right. But he's not on any of our dead pools.
So we don't get any points.
Matter.
So no.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that story for you and follow it as it goes along.
Yes. Hi, Amy. Oh, it's a sports sponsor?
Yes, brought to you by this holiday season. Dine, drink, and shop local. Visit Central 9th District featuring Mediterranean, Small Plates and Wine Bar, Lizzie's Kitchen, Middle Eastern Food, Blue Copper Coffee, Troubadour Salon, Waterwitch Cocktails, and Jade Market Grocers. Just a few steps from the 9th South Track Station.
Ooh.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Well, here she is, Amy Donaldson. She is the sports columnist and fine sports writer for the Deseret News. She writes inspirational sports columns occasionally. And Amy, is your column today something that will inspire us and maybe encourage us to greatness as well?
Today I think so, yeah. Katie Ulander, skeleton athlete. She's...
Now, wait.
Yeah.
Explain what you mean when you say a skeleton athlete.
Riding down the bobsled track, which everyone's familiar with, on a sled head first. That's what she does.
And that's for some reason called I guess it's a skeleton of a sled.
Yes. Yeah. But it's literally maybe one of the more terrifying things you can ever watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never tried it.
You go really fast and there's nothing to protect you.
It might be one of the few things
She wears a helmet.
Might be one of the few things I would never try as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if you remember, but in 2010 we had an athlete from Georgia who was killed in a luge accident. Luge is the where you go feet first on the sled.
Okay. So anyway,
But
she's
lost her dad. She lost her best friend, which was Park City bobsled driver Steve Holcomb, and she came 4/100ths of a second from winning a medal in Sochi. Will be her 4th attempt to make an Olympic team. She's been doing it for 14 years, and I always, because bobsled, luge, sports like that don't get any attention except for when the Olympics roll around.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really brutal, huge sacrifice in your life, and I always wonder what motivates people.
Well,
to
maybe they're not doing it for the public acclaim.
Well, not for the public acclaim, but by not getting attention, you don't get money, you don't get support. It's a really difficult European travel schedule.
Well, then that just says you are dedicated and you love it.
For 14 years, so I mean that's a long time.
Well, how long have you been married?
But usually you get like
You're
but
dedicated
I get a
and you love
reward,
it.
yeah. But the whole idea is that if you're working only for this thing that comes around once every 4 years, it's a much more difficult.
It's amazing
thing. So that's what I wrote about and why she does it, and other people who have persisted in those.
So read that at dnews.com.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's going on in sports?
And it's on your website.
Okay.
Let's see. Utah loses in the final minute. The number
that was
19 Washington
awful.
scores
It's
10
awful.
points in the final 58 seconds and gets that field goal as time expires thanks to a untimely timeout by Gina's favorite coach.
Horrible.
So that'll be the
Gina's
debate.
favorite coach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kyle Whittingham.
Still?
Did you think it was Andy
even
Reid?
after that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
She'll forgive him a lot.
Weber State won. Weber State won.
So BYU lost to UMass. We have to mention that because
They're out.
They're out.
I mean, they're
They were
down and
knocked out.
They're
having their worst season
they're
since
not
the 50s.
going to be
Yes.
in a bowl game.
Yeah. Well, they were. That was not happening.
Yeah.
So SUU and Weber State both win. So they share the Big Sky Championship.
That's too bad. I wish SUU could have lost. That would have been.
Why?
Well,
you want Weber to...
because they would have been the sole champions of the Big Sky.
Amy, Bill's he bleeds Wildcat purple.
He just didn't want to lose to Richie's team. See,
Yeah.
That's what I thought of when I saw that they
That's
shared
right.
the title.
Mhm.
And SUU beat Weber State in the tiebreaker. So they get
Oh, you had to bring that. See, I'm being more like Gina every day. Oh, you had to bring that up, did ya?
So they get the automatic bid, but Weber State's going to play in the playoffs. And think about this. 4 years ago when Jay Hill took over that program, Weber State had 2 wins that first year. His first season, they had 2 wins.
Right, I remember. It did not look good
No,
for Jay
I
Hill.
was like, how is he ever going to turn that? And remember, they had a coach quit before he even really started. They had to bring Mac back. So it was tough times.
I guess that's what, though, if you look at that, that's when a new coach starts and then it's a rebuilding process, and that's a testament. He knew how to do that.
Yeah, and he's done a great job, I think, of keeping talented kids in state to do that rather than going somewhere and trying to play.
Well, we've talked to him, and I think on our show before, and he's a really very nice guy.
And he's a really good coach. Let's see. So you have also in the NFL, what I think is, I'm still in shock. I had to check it like 18 times.
Yeah.
Eli and the Giants upset Alex Smith and Kansas City with a 12-9 overtime victory. It's their second win in the season. Go Giants. The Saints overcome a 15-point deficit with 5:58 to play to beat Washington. The Eagles have the best record in the NFL, 9-1.
I guess they were great yesterday.
And they whooped up on the Cowboys, which my husband likes to point out are playing without Ezekiel Elliott.
Who's in Ohio State.
Yeah. So we'll get to that later. The Jazz lost Friday to the Nets, and then they beat the Magic Saturday 125-85. They take on the 76ers today. Donovan Mitchell, if you get the chance to go to a Jazz game while they're home, he's having a great season. He's their rookie. He's ranked number 3 by CBS, and he's scoring a lot of points. He's a really nice kid. He actually was up at the women's basketball game or women's volleyball games before camp started, and just getting to know the city. And really nice kid. So fun. On LeVar Ball, his fighting with Donald Trump, and
there were a couple of sports fights with
Yes.
Trump this weekend.
And you should check out, I linked to the story that kind of details the Twitter fight that LeVar Ball and Donald Trump are having.
So LeVar Ball is the father
of Lonzo Ball, who was arrested, or LiAngelo Ball, Lonzo Ball is a rookie for the Los Angeles NBA team.
Mm-hmm.
But his other son, Leangelo Ball, plays basketball at UCLA, and 2 of his teammates and he were arrested for shoplifting in China.
And they're thanks to Donald Trump.
Well, that's what Donald Trump said.
They were released from jail.
And honestly, you got to read verbatim the quote from Daddy Ball, because he says something like, "Well, get out of here with that trash. He didn't do nothing for me." And that ticked Donald Trump off, who said he is not grateful, and that's not nice.
They should have let him rot in jail.
Yeah, so it's a ridiculous
presidential.
mess.
And nobody mentions, and I hadn't thought of this, and I heard some commentator say it, nobody mentions when Donald Trump went public with all of that, he also put the premier, the president of China, in a bad situation, because China has very strict laws, and they should be followed. And if he had just done that quietly, nobody would have known. And that's the way I'm sure he would have preferred
credit.
it.
He wants
here's the
credit.
But so that puts the president of China in a really bad position.
But the assertion is that he didn't really do anything, and that this happened. This was going to happen anyway.
Well,
but nobody can say now because the president's
doesn't
taking
matter.
credit.
Yeah.
So now you say the guy's in a bad spot. We don't even know. He can't correct him. He can't say anything because he risks ruining this diplomatic relationship.
I'm sure it just pisses him off.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's a situation where you're like, well, do we tell him he's wrong, or I don't know. There's lots of innuendo flying around this one. It's insane.
Yeah, I don't think world leaders are very fond of Donald Trump.
No, they're not.
We need to congratulate Salt Lake Community College women's basketball coach Betsy Specketer, who won her 500th career victory this weekend.
Okay.
And if you want to help somebody out, Provo High, Tuesday night, they're having their wrestling against cancer duels, and that will raise some money for a local cancer victim. And on your website, there's a list of sporting events to watch, complete with very important sports recommendations.
Oh, thank you.
Which include, of course, the Ohio State-Michigan game.
Oh, I'm there.
Accident being reported West Jordan near Bangor Highway, 37th West, 62nd South. That's the only accident being reported this morning, unless you want to report one. It's fun. Try it. 33986.
Now, look, this is very important. Tomorrow, we'll be doing our show, and X96 will be broadcasting the entire day from Teleperformance up on 13th East and, 85-something South. And Teleperformance, we've partnered with them for a while now, and we're very happy to be doing that. So tomorrow, be thinking about stuff you can bring to us for the food bank, canned goods, and
turkeys,
non-perishable items, and then we really want, as Gina was saying, turkeys and hams for Thanksgiving.
But this isn't just a food drive for Thanksgiving. They look to stock their shelves to last them through the winter. So don't just be thinking Thanksgiving. Think high-protein foods, stuff that can last for a while.
And remember, Teleperformance, if you're tired of your boring dead-end job, Teleperformance is hiring. They offer a great atmosphere, competitive pay, and benefits package. You can join the Teleperformance family. Apply online at teleperformance.com and join us tomorrow, 8550 South, 13th East in Sandy.
Hi there, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. Get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Radio from Hell show is proud to announce a brand new entertainment in downtown Salt Lake City.
That's right. It's the grand opening of Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater, where patrons can enjoy the very best in culture and cuisine.
Each month, Bill and I will present a brand new Shakespeare play for your delight.
And with each play, we'll change our dinner theater menu.
we begin this weekend with Hamlet, Prince of Denmark.
Who's there?
Nay, answer me. Stand and unfold yourself.
Long live the king.
Bernardo?
Line. He.
You come most carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
And with immortal lines like that from the bard, you get your choice of Hamlet Hawaiian-style ham, a juicy ham steak with a pineapple ring, or the Polonius chicken pot pie.
And what's even more fun, not only will Bill and I play most of the parts, but we'll be your waiters.
In coming months, you'll delight to other great Shakespearean masterpieces.
Like The Taming of the Shrew, with me as Petruchio and Bill as Catherine the Shrew.
If I be waspish, best beware my sting.
My remedy is then to pluck it out.
Aye, if the fool could find it where it lies.
Who knows where a wasp does wear his sting? In his tail.
In his tongue.
Whose tongue?
Yours, if you talk of tails, and so farewell.
What? With my tongue in your tail? Nay, come again, good Kate, I am a gentleman.
It's Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater in the old Felt Electric building in the Regent Street alley off 2nd South.
And look in your Happenings coupon book for a 2-for-1 coupon, good on Wednesdays and Thursdays at Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater. Your dinners are full price, but one of you will get to sit through the play twice.
Get thee hence to Carrie and Bill's Shakespeare Dinner Theater, where you give us the dough and we put on the show.
Follow us at Radio from Hell.
All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
No.
Well, let's get our Mill Creek coffee going here because you need most gamers. Jonathan Deasing is here, to 3-Bit Gamer Guy. Don't most gamers drink a lot of coffee while they're playing
Caffeine, but yes, definitely coffee's a favorite.
Coffee or energy
you're gaming
drinks.
in the morning.
But this is Mill Creek coffee. This is the best. I'm having some now to prepare myself for your report on gift giving video games. Mill Creek coffee. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's Jonathan, 3-Bit Gamer Show podcast here. I have your holiday gift guide. It is a crazy year for games. Like, it is one of the crazier years that we've had in like the last couple years. So I've broken this down into kids like 10 and under. So if you're looking for young kids games, older kids, so like teenagers, and then of course games or things for grown-ups. And these aren't all just games. These are like game-related things.
Okay. So what for kids?
For kids, you've got Super Mario Odyssey. That's the big one. This is if this is the big Mario game. It's like the most popular, biggest, most recent 3D Mario game in the last couple years. It is $60. It's out on the Nintendo Switch, which you absolutely should have if you have kids. Easy, $300. Drop it, get them a Switch. It'll be the best Christmas they've ever had. And the other Switch game you can get them is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. This is another Zelda game. Both of these games, Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, so both of these have been acclaimed as like one of the best games of all time. Like two on the same console in the same year, best games of all time. Right. It's incredible. They're both $60. If you like Zelda or Mario, these are the gets. And then of course the Switch. So for older kids, here's two console. There's two new updates for the PS4 and the Xbox One. There's the PS4 Pro, which is $400, and the Xbox One X, which is $500. If you're on the fence between, I would probably say go Xbox One X, just because it is an incredibly powerful machine. It will be the hottest ticket. Kids will be really stoked because it looks amazing. It's if you have a 4K TV, get it. Like, it is the way to go.
I don't even know what a 4K TV is.
If you don't know, you can't afford it. No. And then the next one, there's a lot of tons of good games in this area, but Assassin's Creed Origins, this is another favorite of mine. It's set in ancient Egypt. If you've seen Assassin's Creed, you're running around, climbing on buildings, jumping on people, and you have two little swords in your wrists, and you just kill people. You assassinate them, and it's set in Egypt, so it's cool.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's $60. It's on PC, Xbox One, PS4. Call of Duty World War II, the latest Call of Duty game. This is Call of Duty. If you guys have been paying attention, which you probably haven't because it's Call of Duty, has been like progressively moving into the future, and it's becoming weird. And so they're like, all right,
space. Is it space?
It was, but not now. They're like,
we're gonna. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and it was weird. And they're like, this Call of Duty started out as a World War II game, and now you're Halo. Like, what are you doing? So they went back to World War II, and it's been pretty well received. It's $60 PC, Xbox One, PS4. If you want more World War II Call of Duty, like
the next thing they should do is World War II with aliens.
You joke, but like people would buy that game
into the mix.
People would love that game. They do World War II with zombies.
Somehow there are aliens involved.
It's coming. They're working on it now. I'm sure.
Hell yeah, I'm in. Yeah. Next up, this is if you do want to get your space fix, Star Wars Battlefront 2, another $60 title. This is if you like Star Wars. This is
and if you like playing
multiplayer. That's it.
That's the thing.
I beat the story in 4 hours, and I was like, the problem is the story is incredible. Like the single player campaign.
Why is that a problem?
Well, because it's only 4 hours, and I'm left. It's like usually I'm like expecting like 15 to 20, and you're like, wow, I'm getting really into it.
Because the first time they released Battlefront, it was just multiplayer, and the people like me who just want
Star Wars
to play, themselves.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything, but we wanted to play Star Wars. So they said, all right, we'll throw you one. And then they throw us one, and it's a short.
Yeah, it's so short, and it's so lame because you play like Leia Organa, and you play Lando and Han Solo. Like, you play all these classic characters, and it's really, really fun, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
All right, next.
So, if you're a grown-up, here's some grown-up things. The Super NES Classic, it's $80. I didn't recommend this for kids because...
Nudity?
There's so much nudity in it.
Okay,
no, this is a miniature Super Nintendo system, and it's miniaturized, and they've packed 21 preloaded games in it, and it plugs into your TV with an HDMI, and you can just play all these classics. So if you're like looking to reclaim your childhood, like this is awesome.
Classics
like Super Mario, I think Super Metroid's on it. I don't have a list in front of me, but
it's all the old classics.
All the old ones, the ones you know and love. And the problem is kind of finding this one. This one's a bit of a challenge. It maybe if you really, really need to get it for your loved one, and you go to a couple places they don't have it, just like call Walmart, call Target like in the morning. Be like, hey, did you guys get a shipment? Because it's going to take some work because they're selling out like
fast.
Crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't pay more than the retail
Do
price.
not pay
for
more.
It.
Yes, it's $80, and guess
Yes.
what? There will be an abundance of them after
There
Christmas
will.
at $80, maybe cheaper. So you will feel silly if you go to eBay and buy it for $300 or more.
Exactly.
So don't do that. And then Cuphead. We've been talking about this one a couple times. This is a $20 game. It's on PC and Xbox. It looks like the old like Steamboat Willie cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
It's hand. The panels are hand drawn. This
It's
is a video
beautiful.
game that is hand drawn. Yeah,
It's beautiful.
it looks so cool. It's like fun. Bill was saying you're just watching it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just fun to watch.
And I was all in to get it until I started reading about how hard it is.
It's hard. It's difficult.
Even on the easy levels, it's hard.
And it's like these old games that you may be familiar with on the Super NES that are like really, really hard side scrollers. Like running across the screen and trying to avoid things is really, really difficult and technical. So
I just don't have the patience for that.
yeah.
You know?
So don't get this one. Maybe don't get it for your kids
So,
because
I'm going to pass on
throw
that.
a remote control through your TV.
Just watch the playthrough.
yeah. Just watch it. Just
Somebody
watch it on
that knows
Twitch.
what they're doing.
Yeah. And then another good one. This is a book that's about if you have any loved ones that are or friends or whatever that are interested in game development, like maybe I want to go make video games or whatever. This is called Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. It's $11.
It's a
on,
book?
Yes, I
A
know.
book?
Sometimes we read.
Okay.
There's an audio book.
All right.
Okay, you can listen to the audio book.
God.
But yeah, it goes all of this guy. This is a Kotaku writer, so he's a journalist that went and interviewed a ton of people in the video game industry. Got a lot of insight into like what goes into making an indie game versus like a full title developed game. It's really cool. It's really interesting. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I mean, I have other stuff. We
got time for one or two more.
I can go forever. Yeah. So,
I'm just gonna.
You know, you should tune into the 3-Bit Gamer Show, and he'll go forever.
oh yes, that's true.
Tune into
Tune
it, huh,
in.
Gina?
I mean,
Download it,
download
baby. So let me ask you, though, Jonathan, about price. Most of these games you mentioned are like 60 or 80 bucks.
Yeah.
That seems to me expensive.
It's pretty steep.
Yeah,
a lot of them like so with Battlefront. The idea is that this is the game you play for like months and months.
What are some of the cheaper ones? I mean, you mentioned the $20. That's I think Cuphead is $20.
Yeah, yeah. So Cuphead's cheaper. Another cheaper option for your kids under 10. Lego Worlds is only $30. If your kids like Minecraft, if your kids like Legos,
Who doesn't like Minecraft?
This is Minecraft with Legos. So Lego Worlds, it's on everything: Windows, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch. That's $30. It's cheap, and kids will love that.
So there are some out there for.
There are
lower
some.
price.
You definitely don't need to buy all the most expensive ones. These are just the hot titles.
Make sure you tune in to Jonathan Deasing's podcast,
3-Bit Gamer Show.
3-Bit Gamer Show. You can find it wherever fine
Anywhere.
podcasts are delivered, and you can get it anytime.
All right.
It's
Thanks,
your fault.
Jonathan.
You kept me up late last night.
I'm sorry, honey.
Traffic?
Yes.
Friend of the program says there's a crash 78 South Campus View going east right by Jordan Landing. We've got an accident, Bangor Highway 37th West, 62nd South. That's about it this morning, though. Things are moving pretty great. Not a lot of traffic even, not accidents. Unless you see something, you can text it to us, 33986.
You know, the gift for Christmas, too, would be perhaps the gift of tires from Big O Tires.
The gift of tires.
The gift of tires from the team you trust at Big O Tires. Big O Tires always, any experience I've ever had with them has been positive. They take care of you. I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. They'll always take care of you. And I watch how they deal with customers in the waiting room, too. Absolutely terrific at Big O Tire stores. And I assume they're all like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I go to the one on Highland. I bought some tires for Festus's car, some new all-weather tires.
So they're having a sale right now, and it's the Black Friday sale all week long. Buy 3 tires and get 1 free on select sets of tires. Those are on the Big O brand tires. You can get $150 off a set of 4. Or Michelin or BF Goodrich, you can get $140 off. And you know they have financing. 12 months, no interest financing. So
you could have them paid off in a year?
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
You know, and some of the tires there are so inexpensive, I would think you don't really even need to finance them. So go to find a store by going to bigotires.com.
Where are our boner candidates?
They are
For round one, that is.
Sorry about the sky junk. Number 2, well, I might have said I was a federal agent. And boner candidate number 3, it was an honest mistake.
Round 1 boners and news after these.
Dashboard Confessional, December 4th at the Complex. Doors open at 7.
Tonight on
Rod Decker, undercover.
Ace reporter Rod Decker goes undercover at the state capitol. What really goes on at the legislature? What are the power brokers up to? Rod knows the legislators put up a facade when they see him coming with a camera crew, and so Decker disguises himself as a schoolgirl on a field trip with Mrs. Spencer's 6th grade class.
Okay, kids, now settle down. Before we get back on the bus and go back to school, I want you to meet Governor Mike Levitt.
Hi, kids. I hope you've enjoyed your visit to the Capitol today. Very important work takes place here. Do you have any questions? Yes, you, the tow-headed kid with the striped shirt.
What's with the car in the basement? Is that the Employee of the Month's car?
No, that's the Mormon Meteor. It was once the world speed record holder. Okay, you, the boy with the hat on backwards.
How come the Capitol has gold on the top of it? Isn't that a waste of money?
Well, Sonny, that's not gold, it's copper. Like a Duracell battery. And we have time for one more question before I have to get back to running the state. You in the back, the tall, homely girl with the pigtails and glasses.
Tell me, Governor Levitt, will we have to spend tax money on the Olympics? How do you feel about having an official beer of the Olympic Games? What about I-15? Is it on schedule and anywhere near budget? Will tobacco be outlawed in this state?
Hold on here. You ask a lot of questions for a little girl. Say, I know you from somewhere.
I can assure you, sir, that you have never met me before. As you can see, I'm just an average 6th grade girl on a field trip.
You're Rod Decker.
No, my name is LaDonna, and what you're saying is, rather than handle some tough questions from a schoolgirl, you would prefer to make accusations about my true identity.
I knew it. You are Rod Decker. Rod, why didn't you just ask for an interview?
Well, there you have it. Politicians won't even let their guard down in front of innocent children. You can't get a straight answer from them, no matter who you are.
That's tonight on
Rod Decker, Undercover.
On the Channel 2 News at 6 and 10.
What do we have to? Okay,
Well, it's
7:19.
bo-
What do
it's
we have to do
boners.
here?
It's boners.
round
Really?
one of the boners.
Okay.
You know the boners, Bill?
But then we have to do news afterward.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
And then another boner.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well,
All right.
here's what's happening. All right. Boner voting. Here we go.
Yeah.
3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the listeners decide who of these 3 is the worst. Boner means mistake, of course. And the listeners decide who of these 3 go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day.
Gotcha.
If they win here, then they go to fight the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
8:20.
Are you following?
Yeah, but don't
I'm
worry about
trying.
that
Okay.
yet.
All right.
Don't
All
worry
right.
about that yet, because this is round 1. So
Okay.
2 candidates now, then some news, and then a third candidate after the news. Then once the listeners have heard all 3, then they will vote. And one of those lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner T-shirt, courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair. Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Okay.
And now you.
Yeah.
So you do 2 now.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number 1. Okay. And thank you for kind of drawing that out so I could get the rest of the news ready because I was not paying attention. All right. Boner candidate number 1. Sorry about the sky junk.
Sky junk?
Well, I could have put it another way, but didn't. All right. So if you'd been wandering around Washington State's Okanogan County thinking, well, wait a minute. Do I see a giant penis in the sky? Your eyes did not deceive you. And the United States Navy, specifically the Naval Air Station at Whidbey Island, is sorry that some people looked up and saw a giant penis in the sky. Spokane's KREM Channel 2 News has a collection of viewer-submitted pictures, and I think we may have one at x96.com that you can pursue at your leisure. But here's a sample, photos sent. It's a Navy pilot who apparently
Having some fun.
You know, they can skywrite. They can with their contrails, and he was having some fun, and he flew everything around to the shape of a giant penis and testicles. The Navy released a brief statement saying they're getting to the bottom of it. The Navy holds its aircrew to the highest standards, and we find this absolutely unacceptable, of 0 training value, and we are holding the crew
value.
We are holding the crew accountable.
I don't know.
It's training at art.
Skills, your flying skills.
Meanwhile, the Federal Aviation Administration confirmed that they can't do anything about phallic sky drawings unless there's some sort of proven safety risk, which there is not.
I have to say, I'm kind of impressed. Because that takes skill to be able to. I got to circle here and circle here, and I'm
now. My guess is
impressed.
the Navy has a stern statement for the public. Behind the scenes, the Navy's saying to their pilot, "Maverick, did you do?" Yes, sir, I did. Well, I'm going to have to reprimand you on. Okay, you don't get your next meal. Or, it's going to be, there will be nothing. And they're all kind of secretly thinking, this is really funny. But anyway, you shouldn't have done it.
No.
Boner candidate number 1, sorry about the sky junk. Boner candidate number 2. Why, I might have said I was a federal agent.
Did I say that?
A Salt Lake man was recently charged with impersonating a police officer in Clinton. But whether the man had intentions of kidnapping a young girl, as police and court documents indicate, is still unknown. William Joseph Nunn was charged in Clinton Justice Court with impersonating an officer, a Class B misdemeanor. He pleaded not guilty. According to Davis County Jail report and search warrants, Nunn went to a home claiming to be a federal agent in an attempt to take a girl. The police state that Mr. Williams stated that he was a federal agent with the Bureau and would be filling out paperwork to get custody of the girl. The father of the girl observed a pistol on Mr. William Nunn's hip. Mr. Nunn left the residence and said he would return next day to collect the girl. Now, the father, being no fool, said there's something fishy about this, and alerted the authorities, and they arrested Mr. Nunn. When the officers went into Mr. Nunn's motel room where he was staying, they found a black pistol, plain view, AR-15 style rifle on the bed, other items in there, and then Mr. Nunn said, well, it's possible that I might have said I was a federal agent when I was speaking with that gentleman.
Did I? I don't know. I think you remember if you.
But then he says to the police, well, I wasn't aggressive, and I was under the impression, well, that I was at the right place. He's made no really big comment on it other than I might have said it. I might have said I was a federal agent. Boner candidate number 2. All right. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. It was an honest mistake.
All right. Regarding boner 1.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, I've been an Air Force pilot now for 15 years, and I can guarantee that the opposite is happening to the Navy pilot, as you said.
Really?
What is said publicly is a hell of a lot nicer than what he will hear from his commanding officer.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here's
I have a sponsor.
All right.
Okay.
Hastur Games, they have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. A great place to stay and play. Remember, Hastur has it 6831 South and online at hasturgames.com.
Well, Gina, I'll do a story here. This is a gruesome story, and I like to lead with those on occasion.
Okay.
For you. The family of a 5-year-old boy who died, and I think we might have talked about this, after being crushed in a rotating restaurant on top of a downtown Atlanta tower.
We did talk.
They have finally filed a lawsuit against the restaurant. The boy, Charles Holt, was at the Sundial restaurant with his family during a visit to Atlanta in April. The dining spot is on top of a 73-story cylindrical Westin Peachtree Plaza Hotel, and it rotates to give patrons a panoramic view of the city. Young Mr. Holt died after being trapped between a wooden booth and a moving wall.
Ugh.
The suit alleges the restaurant, as well as the hotel and others, were negligent in failing to address a long-standing safety hazard that led to his death. My guess is they will settle out of court for a lot of money.
Yeah.
But a lot less money than they would have if they'd gone to court.
Yep.
Salt Lake City police have arrested a man after human remains were found.
Humanes?
One man arrested in a homicide case after investigators received a crime tip that led to the recovery of another man's remains several feet underground. Detectives are still unsure of the full identity of the deceased man that was found in the ground and are asking for the public's help in finding out who he is. The victim was a Hispanic man they know in his mid-30s at the time of his death, and his first name was Ignacio. More commonly, he went by the name Nacho. His address, last name and address unknown. Now, Carlos Clemente Treviso Acosta of West Valley was arrested without incident, booked into the county jail for suspicion that he is the one who murdered this guy and buried him. And this has been like in 2010. And so the remains have been in the ground all that time. But a tipster just recently called the police.
You wonder why now after all this time.
Well, maybe Mr. Acosta said something to somebody recently. You know what I did? And I got away with it.
Yeah.
And whoever he said it to or somebody overheard it went, oh, my God. And that's why. I think that's probably why. Or the tipster knew about it all this time and was feeling guilty about not telling anybody. But there you go. Now, Donald Trump's latest tweets, his most unpresidential yet, it says here.
Is that possible? I don't know.
Yeah.
He lashed out at LeVar Ball, father of, we talked about this last hour, but father of one of the 3 UCLA basketball players who were recently detained in China on shoplifting charge. A college freshman, LeAngelo Ball, Cody Riley, Jalen Hill have been freed, and they arrived back in Los Angeles last week, days after Trump apparently brought up the issue to Chinese President Xi Jinping during his Asia trip. The players thanked Trump because Trump...
He demanded it.
I think they would have anyway, but he sort of demanded it on Twitter.
You know, I did this.
But now Trump is taking issue over Mr. Ball downplaying his role in getting the 3 players out of detention. When asked about the matter, Mr. Ball, I think this is the father of the younger player, who... What was he over there for? Don't tell me nothing. Everybody wants to make it seem like he helped me out. Oh, no, I guess that was... that's young Mr. Ball who said that. Trump expressed his disdain in a series of tweets, but also lashed out at the boys in the process. LeVar Ball, the father of LiAngelo, is unaccepting of what I did for his son. I should have left them in jail, Trump said in a tweet. And then he tweeted another one saying, I should have gotten his son... LiAngelo out. I should have left him there. LeVar is very ungrateful. So he's engaging in a Twitter war with some guy who's the father of a basketball
Don't you
player.
have something better to be doing?
Wrong. If you go to Trader Joe's,
yes,
and you buy a packaged salad, well,
don't buy a packaged
better
salad.
Take it back. Trader Joe's is recalling several packaged salads after a supplier say there may be shards of glass or hard plastic in the bags. And this is in Utah. The grocery chain said Saturday on its website that packages of white meat chicken salad, curried white chicken deli salad, and turkey cranberry apple salad. And I've had that. That's
I was going to say, you're the salad guy, Bill. I'd pay attention if I were.
Yeah, I don't think... No, I have had those salads from Trader Joe's in my house. I don't think I have any right now. The warning applies to these salads. They were sold in Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, so in other states, but Utah. Turkey cranberry salad, Trader Joe's.
Can I take it back to the store and trade it for cookie butter cookies?
Yeah, I think so.
When's the next time I'm going to get to Trader Joe's? Parking lot's a nightmare.
Yeah. So Utah graduate students would take a very big hit.
Yep.
Under the tax bill approved by the U.S. House of Representatives, and the state's federal delegation is counting on the Senate to fix it. So, listen, all 4 of Utah's elected representatives voted in favor of the House bill, but reached Friday by email members of the state's federal delegation, Hatch, Stewart,
Mielov.
They all said, well, yes, we voted for the bill, but we share the concern about preserving the tuition waiver, which is being addressed in the Senate bill, said Representative Mielov. I'm anticipating that it will be preserved as the process moves forward.
Jeez. Oh, that's adorable.
David Kita, dean of the University of Utah Graduate School, said waiver recipients would see a tax cut under the Senate proposal, but if the House bill becomes law, or if the wording of the final bill ends tax-free tuition waivers, a typical student would stand to lose thousands of dollars. He's run several scenarios tracking how the taxes on a tuition waiver would affect different types of students. Calculations show 25% tax hike for in-state students, 200% increase for out-of-state students. This is...
Yeah.
That's a lot of money to a lot of people.
Well, and now people are saying to themselves, well, why should we be giving tax credits, or why should we be giving tuition waivers? Why should we subsidize tuition waivers? Because the people who graduate from these programs are very important to the economy.
You want an educated workforce.
You want an educated... No, we want a stupid and uninformed workforce.
And not everybody...
Incentivizing higher education has a positive effect on the economy as students earn degrees and return to the workforce at higher earning levels.
Yes. Of course.
And there are any number of studies and statistics to show that happens, while there are almost no studies and statistics to show that trickle-down
It doesn't work.
works.
We tried it.
It doesn't work.
And they're naive to think that they're going to rewrite that bill.
No, and it's an assumption that only rich kids can go to college and be doctors and lawyers and important. What?
Gina, I don't want
they're all the smart kids. There are no poor smart kids.
I don't want a poor kid being a lawyer and representing me in court. I don't want no poor kid being a doctor and cutting me open.
I want a smart person.
I
and
want
there
the
are
rich
plenty
kids
of
doing it.
poor smart kids that need a help up to get to college. I don't know why that's so difficult for people. I'm sorry, if you can't afford it, you can't go.
The U.S. military stockpile of nuclear weapons Well, that's a terrifying arsenal.
Yes.
And in charge of all of that is our president,
a crazy
Donald Trump.
person.
Well,
and Rick Perry.
Yeah. Well, calm down.
Huh?
The U.S. Strategic Air Command Chief and Air Force General, who is in charge of all of those, really on the military level, his name is John Hyten. He told attendees at the Halifax International Security Forum on Saturday, the Strategic Air Command, which controls nuclear weapons in the event of war, will not let the president just lob nukes willy-nilly at anyone who gets him pissed off.
Well, that's a
It
relief.
only will let the president legally lob nukes at enemies. In response to a question about an illegal nuclear launch, General Hyten said, I think some people think we're stupid. We're not stupid people. We think about these things a lot. When you have this responsibility, how do you not think about it? I provide advice to the president. He will tell me what to do, and if it's illegal, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to say, Mr. President, that's illegal. And guess what he's going to do? He's going to say, well, what would be legal?
What can I get away with?
And we will come up with options.
I mean, it's a joke, but that does make me feel a little bit better about.
Later, the general said, if you execute an unlawful order, if I were to, and I guess he knows what's legal and what's not, and I would go to jail for the rest of my life, and I don't want to do that. So it
makes me feel better.
It's a little comforting that that because the guys who control the nuclear weapons in the military, they don't ever want to have to use them.
No,
they know they don't want to use them. They don't want to go to war with nuclear weapons in the I don't think they want to go to war anywhere. But there you go. All right. Weather, traffic, and all of that. We'll get to number 3.
Yeah, we've got weather brought to you by Big O Tires. Black Friday savings all this week. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free, or save up to $140 off a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Cloudy and a chance of showers later on today. Highs only right around 50. Traffic is not so bad this morning. Accident being reported 40th West, 78 South in West Jordan. That's about it. Unless you see something, and I'm checking our message stream 33986. There's nothing there either. So good news, everyone.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Well, it's an honest mistake. Honest mistake. 2 nurses lost their license after a television station persuaded courts to unseal a video secretly recorded by the family of a man who died in their care. The video shows the World War II veteran, of which there are precious few left.
Yep.
I think, what is it, under 30 or something like that?
I don't know.
Repeatedly calling for help, saying he can't breathe. It also shows the nurses failing to take any life-saving measures and laughing as they try to start up an oxygen machine. The family of 89-year-old James Dempsey of Woodstock, Georgia, sued the Northeast Atlanta Health and Rehabilitation Center. Dempsey's family, this was back in 2014. Dempsey's family declined to comment, citing a settlement with the nursing home, so they did get a settlement. A statement from the center says care has improved since then.
Honest.
What's an improvement?
We're not laughing now.
Okay.
We just ignore them.
Yeah. But the nurses didn't surrender their licenses until just this September, after it sent the Georgia Board of Nursing a link to the video the nursing home fought for 3 years to keep secret.
Yep.
The nurses included a nursing supervisor who told attorneys that when she learned Mr. Dempsey had stopped breathing, she rushed into his room and took over CPR, keeping it up until paramedics arrived. The video shows nobody was doing CPR.
Nope.
When she arrived, and she did not start it immediately. She did eventually.
Forgive me if you said this already, but the family hid a camera, like a nanny cam, or
let's see, where did the video come from?
That's the impression I got from the story, was that they were concerned about abuses, and so they.
I'm not sure. I don't know if I said that or not. Let's see. The video shows that nobody was doing CPR. After being shown the video, this nurse supervisor she said, well, it was an honest mistake.
No.
This was an honest mistake. I didn't mean to do it. All right. That's boner candidate number 3. It was an honest mistake.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. Sorry about the sky junk. There's a Navy pilot who's doing little loop-de-loops in the sky in his plane and using his contrail to do the shape of a giant penis and testicles in the sky. Boner candidate number 2. Well, I might have said I was a federal agent. A man charged with impersonating a federal agent in Clinton. Looks like he was trying to somehow abduct a girl.
Yeah, it's scary. Something horrible could have
He
happened.
told the family he was a federal agent and then left, but then when the cops got him, he said, well, yeah, I might have said that. And then boner candidate number 3, sorry, it was an honest mistake.
Thank you. Let's go. Here it is. This is round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore most qualified to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. Go up against the winner of round 2. Round 2 happens at 8:20. But we're focusing on round 1 right now. Decide 1, 2, or 3. Which one of these 3 is the worst? Put the number of the candidate that you think should win in the message of a text. And then text that to our short code 33986. Easy. Another way to vote is to call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Round 1, November 20. Vote that way. If you don't see that box, refresh. It'll appear. So you've got 4.5 minutes to do it. Let's go. This is round 1 of your boner voting.
Keep the radio on. A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts at 10. X96. Gina Barberi. What you got there is Radio from Hell on X96.
All right. 7:46, time to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one is brought to you in part by a couple of hard-boiled eggs.
And Sean Hogan and Everest Collision, they want you and your loved ones to get home safe and sound. Stop texting and driving. Download the Everest Collision app responsibly.
So, boner candidate number one, sorry about the sky junk. The Navy pilot, I think it was in Oregon. He was doing loop-de-loops in the air and using his contrail to make pictures, and he made a picture of a giant penis in the sky. Boner candidate number two, well, I might have said I was a federal agent. It's a man who's charged with impersonating a federal agent in Clinton, Utah. He went to a home and said, I'm a federal agent. He had a gun on his hip. I'm here to fill out some paperwork because we need to take your daughter. And for some reason he left, said, I'll be back tomorrow. Well, the father, being no fool, called the police. And when he was arrested, the guy said, well, I might have said I was a federal agent. And boner candidate number three, it was an honest mistake. A video, which I look back in the story, and it says right in the first line, a video taken by the family of this.
Like a nanny cam kind of thing.
Shows nurses laughing as an 89-year-old World War II veteran dies, begging for help. Let's see. Alonzo won the boner T-shirt, and it was, of course, no contest. Boner candidate number three. It was an honest mistake.
All right. So that's candidate winner of round one. We'll go up against the winner of round two in Boner Fight. Boner Fight happens at 9:25. The round two voting happens at 8:20. All right. Is this sponsored, Gina?
It should be.
But you're saying that it is not.
Sean Means. Well, let's just say that Sean Means is here today because we're going to do our show from Teleperformance tomorrow. It's a food drive show. Please bring a lot of stuff for the food drive. And so Sean, and then we're taking the rest of the week off after tomorrow.
After tomorrow's show,
So
yes.
Sean, but there are big movies opening, Sean, right, for the holidays?
Yep. Well, most of the movies are opening on Wednesday
Mhm.
because of the Thanksgiving holiday. And most of them will be online on the Tribune's website either this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon.
sltrib.com.
I'm looking at this. There's a lot of good stuff over
There is some good movies out there this week.
Yes.
We'll start in the artsies with Last Flag Flying. This is Richard Linklater directing. Three Vietnam War war buddies get together when one of them has to bury his son who was killed in Iraq. This is circa 2003.
Okay.
That one is played by Steve Carell. The other two are played by Lawrence Fishburne and Bryan Cranston.
Sounds like a lot of acting.
A lot of acting. And Cranston is like owns a bar and is a very sort of foul-mouthed devil-may-care character. And Fishburne, contrary to his party-hardy days back in Vietnam, is now a Baptist minister.
Oh, okay.
Please tell me that there's a flashback with a young Lawrence Fishburne on a boat on a river, stolen right from Apocalypse Now.
That would be great. That would be that would be cool.
I remember this.
Strangely enough, you could do a flashback because the book that this movie is based on is technically the sequel to The Last Detail, which was made into a movie in the 70s with Jack Nicholson and Randy Quaid.
Yeah, I remember that.
For this movie, the names and characters or the names of the characters and some of the background details are different, have been altered, so it's not technically a sequel to that movie. Anyhow, it is very talky because the way Richard Linklater works is to sort of put people in a room and let them go at it for a while, and that is worthwhile in itself, largely for Cranston's performance because it's a very garrulous character, and a lot of comment and a lot of talk about the war they fought, the war they fought back then, the war that Carell's son has died for, and the notion of, does anybody ever really know the truth of what happens in the war? So it's a good drama, and that's on that level. 3 stars.
3 stars. Last Flag Flying. Let's see. What is this? Novitiate?
Novitiate.
Okay.
Talking about the Catholics again.
There we go.
This was at Sundance this year. Big breakout movie from the Sundance Film Festival. This actually opens on Friday at the Broadway. This is looking inside a order of cloistered nuns in the 1960s, round about the time that the Vatican II Council is happening, which changed the way the Catholic Church operated.
They're more touchy-feely now.
Yeah.
They're more...
I don't want touchy-feely nuns.
Not touchy-feely, but...
I was going to say that's a different issue altogether.
That's the Catholic priests.
Poor choice of words.
Yes. So this is the Vatican II is when they got out of doing Latin Mass and they actually made the Mass more toward the people and all this, which is a big change, which the Mother Superior at this cloister is not happy with.
I don't blame her.
And she's
ruined the Catholic Church.
She's played by Melissa Leo, and of course she's excellent.
Very good.
Mostly it follows this group of young postulates, young nun wannabes.
Brides of
in
Christ.
training, soon to be more like engaged to Christ.
Fiancés of Christ.
At this point,
when you become a full nun, you're a bride of Christ.
You're given a wedding ring, and you are a bride of Christ.
All right.
And yes, this is when they're still in training, and sort of following the
dates of Christ.
Yeah. To quote Maud, God's going to get you for that one.
I'm just dating God right now.
Great young cast, led by a remarkable young actress named Margaret Qualley.
You know who she is?
She was on. I think she's on The Leftovers, that series. But
she's Andy McDowell's daughter.
If you look at her, you recognize that she's Andy McDowell's daughter. It's uncanny. Anyway, fascinating drama, really sensitively handled, and really worthwhile. 3.5.
3.5. All right. So then we have 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Yes.
Hope they have enough letters for the marquee.
It's a challenge, but I think they're up for it.
This looks like it's going to be great.
This is great. Martin McDonough, who's a playwright and a filmmaker, he did In Bruges and 7 Psychopaths. This one is a small town drama. You have Frances McDormand plays Mildred. Yes, we love Frances McDormand. She's the reason to see this movie. She is dealing with the grief that her teen daughter was raped and murdered 7 months previous, and the police have not made any arrests.
Woody Harrelson has fallen down on the job.
Well, Woody Harrelson is the police chief, and so Mildred, the McDormand character, rents out 3 billboards leading into town and puts up a very pointed message to the cops.
Is it the town of Ebbing, Missouri?
It is the town of Ebbing, Missouri.
I see.
And a very pointed message about why no arrests.
Yeah.
Which most of the townsfolk get really up in arms about. The one person who doesn't get up in arms about it is Woody Harrelson. is the police chief.
But he's the one who's named on the billboard.
Yeah, she points to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he mentions him by name. And he's rather, it's like, okay, I get it. You're mad.
Is it giving anything away to say what to, because I've read it, that he's not well.
No, and one of the reasons the town folks are so upset is that it's revealed very early on that the Chief Willoughby is dying of cancer. And so you have basically, as the director put it in, I did an interview with him, which was in the paper on Sunday. You have a war between 2 good people, and
that's an interesting.
It's a very intriguing thing. Now the third wheel in this though is one of his junior officers, this not too bright racist cracker of a cop, played by Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people who cannot understand why Sam Rockwell isn't like more famous, and
I love him,
than he is.
Well, and it seems to me like he could play this character very well.
It's part of the reason is that he's always kind of different.
Yes, he does different things in all his movies, and so this drama plays out. It's very well written. It's got some dark comic touches to it. Especially getting into Mildred's rage and pain and her just sort of tenacity. More swear words than you can shake a stick at. It is a great movie. Frances McDormand is right now the favorite for Best Actress because of this, and I think deservedly so. It's really worthwhile. 3.5 stars.
3.5 for 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. All right, there's your fartsies. Or your artsies. I mean, we're going to do the fartsies coming up after these, including Coco.
That's what my kids want to do for Thanksgiving weekend. Is
Pixar, time to laugh, time to cry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. All right, we'll get to those coming up in just a few moments. Gina, do you have?
Yeah, we have a crash in South Jordan, 104th South, 2700 West, closing the right lane there. Big roll of corrugated pipe, 215 South by the 201 West exit, right lane. Free pipe. Thank you, friend of the program that sent that in, 33986.
Not just any pipe, corrugated pipe.
It's a good kind.
All right. We'll be back with the rest of the movies after these.
Hundreds of thousands of our fellow Utahns live in doubt of where their next meal will come from. But you can help.
Join X96 and Teleperformance in the fight against hunger by donating non-perishable high-protein food items, peanut butter, canned meats, frozen turkeys or hams, boxed meals, cereal, and pasta at Teleperformance locations in Sandy, West Valley, and Ogden.
Radio from Hell, John Smith, and Todd Newcomb will be broadcasting live this Tuesday for our annual all-day food drive at the Teleperformance in Sandy, 8550 South, 1300 East.
Those who donate in Sandy during our broadcast will get free food, courtesy of Even Steven sandwiches while it lasts. Plus, X96 is going to be hooking you up with tickets to see Modest Yahoo and Common Kings November 28th at the Depot. And Zero Res is going to be cleaning your vehicle's carpet if you donate a frozen turkey or ham.
We'll see you Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Teleperformance in Sandy. Details are on x96.com.
At Square, we're in the business of simplifying business. We made accepting credit cards simple for millions of people all over the world, and now we've set our sights on the point of sale. We happen to think every business deserves an affordable, intelligent, and intuitive system. So we made one. The Square point of sale is simple to use, but powerful enough for any business. You can design and set up your items in minutes, see sales trends on what's selling best, and get inventory alerts when items are running low. The Square
Bill Allred on X96.
All right, more movie reviews. So many opening over the holiday week.
So what are the fartsies, the
Well,
regular people movies?
We got one that was not screened. That's opening here later than it opened everywhere else. Called Roman J. Israel Esquire. This is a lawyer movie starring Denzel Washington as a flamboyant attorney who gets in over his head with corporate types. And it's directed by the same guy who did Nightcrawler.
Oh, that was a good movie.
With Jake Gyllenhaal as the TV cameraman.
I like that one.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, this one got so-so reviews out of Toronto, but they have not screened it in this market.
And
so
there's
I don't
plenty
know.
of really good movies opening this
There's
week.
other.
So
I mean, if you want to see Denzel, that's always worthwhile. We'll move on now to the Man Who Invented Christmas, which is a title that doesn't quite deliver on.
Yeah.
It is the story of Charles Dickens.
Oh, okay.
why can't you just call it Charles Dickens or something?
Because no one will go to that.
Because nobody will go to that.
You put Christmas in the title, people will go.
But you know, it is true. He kind of really did.
And they say that in the end of in the title cards in the movie how A Christmas Carol sort of.
Christmas was a minor. It really was. It was a minor holiday before he
wrote that. Right. The Scrooge thing.
This is about how he came to write A Christmas Carol. After it was more out of desperation than anything else because he had 3 flops previous after the success of Oliver Twist, and he needed a hit. And
he was kind of the Stephen King of his day. He wrote and wrote, and he just cranked them out.
Yep, and was very popular and very acclaimed. And because of that, he was also up to his eyeballs in debt to maintain his lifestyle
because of the failures of
and because he had an inordinate number of children, like 10 or something by the time he was done. But he and his wife are about to have their 5th when this movie starts. And his father comes to visit. And his father played Dickens is played by Dan Stevens, who we know from Beauty and the Beast and Downton Abbey. His father played by Jonathan Pryce, who we learn in flashback. Went to debtor's prison at one point in his life, which affected Charles's psyche greatly. So anyway, he's got to come up with the story. And he says, "Okay, I'll do a Christmas story." And they say, "Well, it's October. You're not going to get it out in time." And he says, "Watch me." and he says, "I'll publish it myself if I have to." And gets it all set up to do this. And then there's the small problem of, "Oh yeah, I got to write the thing."
Yeah.
And it comes, And what's fun about this movie is watching the way he sort of takes things from observed around him in London, bits of business here and there, people in the street, and sort of synthesizes that into his fiction. And he decides once he gets the name right, once he gets the name of the character, then it'll all flow from that. And so when he finally does come up with Ebenezer Scrooge,
it's a great name.
Perfect, great name. Well, once he does, then Scrooge himself materializes in his study, played by Christopher Plummer.
Oh,
and it's amazing to me that they haven't tabbed Plummer to play Scrooge before.
He hasn't.
He's never done it before. I looked.
I
know,
because surprising.
Yeah, because it's such an over the top sort of theatrical Shakespearean sort of character. He should do it, and it becomes now a tug of war. Because as he's writing these characters, they all appear in his study and argue with him about how the story should go and everything.
That sounds kind of cool.
And it is pretty cool. It is kind of fun. It's a little fantastical as far as biography goes, but it is pretty fun. And Plummer definitely makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
We should have him replace everybody in all the movies.
Yay!
How many stars?
3 stars.
3 stars. All right.
Okay.
So Coco. A movie I look forward to seeing in the privacy of my own home.
Because you're going to weep like a kid.
By myself.
Yes.
Is it really?
It is
Pixar.
It is Pixar, and it is
I don't fall for that crap anymore.
It is good Pixar. It is on the level with Up and Inside Out, and it is you'll laugh, you'll cry.
Now, my sister last night said she loved Book of Life. She said it's a pretty similar movie, isn't it?
They're both about the same holiday, but beyond that, no.
Okay.
And Book of Life was a good movie, but it's definitely a different entity than this one. This one you have Miguel, who is a 10-year-old living in a big Mexican family, who is a big family in Mexico, who has a dream to be a musician, but unfortunately his family has banned music. And it all goes back to generations ago when Mama Imelda was abandoned by her husband, a musician, to go out, who went off to seek his fame, leaving her alone, and she only made it by starting up, learning how to make shoes, and now the family has a prosperous shoemaking business, which Miguel is expected to join in and not do music. And so he has his idol, who is the most famous person to ever come out of this small town, Ernesto de la Cruz, who is a great Mexican singer and movie star, who's also deceased.
Okay.
So comes the Day of the Dead, the Dia de los Muertos, which is the annual celebration where Mexicans celebrate their ancestors and
keep their memories alive.
Keep their memories alive, and bring food to the cemetery and have parties and so on. Well, Miguel steals Ernesto's guitar from his crypt, and when he plays it, he suddenly has crossed over to the spirit world, and goes to the land of the dead and meets the relatives on that side of the fence, and discovers that he has 24 hours to get back. He has till sunrise to get back, or he'll be there forever and be a skeleton like all the others. But Mama Imelda is willing to give him the blessing to do that, but only if he swears never to do music again, which Miguel doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
So he seeks out. He thinks if he finds Ernesto, maybe he's related, and then Ernesto can do it. And Miguel gets helped by this vagabond named Hector, who's voiced by Gil Garcia Bernal.
Is there a cute little animal in here?
A little dog.
There's a dog.
Okay, good.
There's a cute dog.
His dog.
A Mexican dog.
Yeah,
a breed of.
There's
It's
a cute
not
dog,
Chihuahua,
and
it's
and Mama Imelda has a spirit animal who's a big fearsome panther.
Okay.
In
like you do
in like Dayglow colors, which is really cool. This is funny in a lot of places. I mean, every possible joke you can think about a skeleton has been thought of here, and is just like every possible joke about toys was come up with for Toy Story. It's also got a lot of heart, a lot of stuff about family and about memory, and the idea of how our loved ones are never gone as long as we still think about them.
Yeah, that's
I really like the two I read just briefly this morning. The director, who was just a white guy, but very into this culture. But they went out of their way to make sure that this was culturally sensitive.
Yes, they've checked with all kinds of experts. They have actually a couple major Mexican filmmakers that have voice roles in this movie. Alfonso Arau, who did Like Water for Chocolate, and Luis Valdez, who did La Bamba, have voice. And the only voice actor who's not Latino in this movie is John Ratzenberger. And he's Pixar's good luck charm because he gets in. He
has to be in every one.
He has to be in every one of them. So.
What will they do when he dies?
Hang on to his recordings.
They'd better.
They'd
better just sit him in a room.
And say, here, just say some stuff.
Say things.
These are all the scripts we're going to do for the next 20 years. Just give me a line.
Just give me sentences.
Anyhow, this is colorful and vibrant, and I mean it's funny that a movie about the dead is the liveliest thing you're going to see in the movies right now.
That's nice.
It's just delightful.
Well,
Coco.
we'll go over the Thanksgiving holiday for sure.
You and everybody else. 3.5 stars.
3.5 stars for Coco. All right, there you go. Let's run these down, and we'll find out about next week. Last Flag Flying, 3 stars. Novitiate, 3.5 stars. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, 3.5 stars. Roman J. Israel Esquire has not been screened. The Man Who Invented Christmas, 3 stars, and Coco, 3.5 stars. So there's so much good in the theaters out there.
And it's going to hold for a week because the week after Thanksgiving, the studios have nothing coming out. There are a couple of artsies. The one that I'm looking forward to is The Breadwinner, which is an animated story about a young girl in Afghanistan who has to masquerade as a boy to make money for her family.
Well, Angelina Jolie has something to do with
Angelina
that.
Jolie is one of the producers. It's also the people who made Secret of Kells and Song of the Sea, the Irish movies.
My kids love that Secret of the Kells.
It is sort of the dark horse animated Oscar contender. There's always one you look at and go, where'd that come from? This is the one for this year.
All right. Thanks, Sean. You can read Sean's stuff in the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com.
Also, next week we will have the first bit of Sundance Film Festival information.
Oh, that's right.
It's coming.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Sean.
Stalled vehicle westbound SR 201 at 8400 West. Crash in South Jordan westbound 104th South 27th West. That's closing a right lane there. And that's about it. It's pretty light traffic today. Brought to you by Big O Tires. They have Black Friday savings all week long. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free, or save up to $140 off a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, here are your boner candidates coming up for round 2. Number 1, you need to stop and get off of him. Boner candidate number 2, you should drink Evian water, not Nile water. And boner candidate number 3, it sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam.
All right. Boners round 2, big boy news all coming up. Stand by for that.
Oh, yes. Okay, here we go. What we need to tell you about Click It.
Click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket, yes.
It's the holiday weekend, and that means a lot more people on the road and a lot more opportunities for accidents to happen. So be as safe as you can.
When we say the words unbuckled crash, that's not pleasant.
No.
The specific crashes, I was once driving out on a road by Elko on a motorcycle, and I came across a guy. He was stopping traffic because there'd been a rollover car, 5 people in the car, and I saw their bodies all along the road, all of them thrown out of the car.
None of them were wearing their safety belts.
And this poor guy was just diverting traffic. He's a trucker, and he just was diverting traffic and said, I'm waiting for the authorities to come. So click it or ticket. Wear your seatbelts. If you don't, you could get a ticket. The Utah Highway Patrol and other agencies will ticket you. It's now a primary offense.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to be safe. They don't want you to be hurt in an accident or your family hurt in an accident. So click it or ticket.
X96 and Mark Miller Subaru are excited to announce Suba Blue Cider in honor.
Then I went upstairs to work and get up there about 3:30, and I just kept thinking all morning. I have no thoughts. There is nothing going through my mind. My noggin is empty.
You're not angry about anything?
No, but I'm sure you'll change that at some point here pretty quickly.
You should be grateful for that.
I am. You people don't know how grateful I am that if all else fails, Gina can get me going. Just
happy to help.
Yeah, and not in a.
I thought you'd be all upset about Prince Philip. I thought that would get you going today.
Who gives a rat's ass about Prince Philip? Not me.
I don't know, man. There was a press release.
It's about. Listen, I think if he needs to step back, that's fine.
I thought
seems a little early at 95.
It would give you a chance to talk about how he farts all the time.
I don't know.
He has more time to fart now that he's stepping back from something like that.
He can't step back because he farts so much. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about that. There's very little in the news right now that I care about.
Healthcare? You don't care about that?
I'm the opposite. I care about a lot of it, but I don't want to talk about it because it's just going to make me mad.
See, and I think what it is...
If you were a woman, you'd be upset about
healthcare.
I think what it is that I've become pretty numb.
Steve Hatch Family Chocolates. I saw him post on Facebook yesterday, and it's a picture of him standing there going, "Guess what? I'm a walking pre-existing condition."
Exactly. He has dwarfism.
He said I obviously made poor choices in utero.
Yeah.
that made.
Yeah. I mean, but they don't give a good God.
There you go. There's
about
the man.
It.
There's the man.
They don't care.
There it is.
That smug.
There it
Son
is.
of a bitch, Paul Ryan.
There it is.
With his big ears sticking out. I'm going to the gym. I wear my hat backwards.
Oh, he gets to keep Obamacare, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
They
Yeah.
get. They want it. They want it. They got a special dispensation in there. They get it. Y'all don't.
I don't think insurance should cover the pre-existing condition of meanness.
Time now for round 2 of the boner voting. 3 news stories, examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior, and you decide which of these 3 is the worst. You will decide which of these 3 deserves to win this round and go to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. It'll go up against the winner of round 1. Boner fight happens at 9:25. So 2 candidates now, then a 3rd candidate after the big boy news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will get the sense of satisfaction of
a hearty handshake,
doing the right thing.
We will give you a hearty handshake.
Not going to give everyone a hearty handshake.
No.
Bill Allred is offering to give you all a hearty handshake.
No, I will give one I will give a random boner voter.
So next time you see Bill, if you voted for the boner, go up to him and say, I voted.
This particular
I'm here for my handshake.
You'll get a hearty handshake. Here's boner candidate number 1. You need to stop and get off of him. A horny couple were the attraction, the real attraction.
They were an attraction.
At a San Antonio cinema where they provided moviegoers with an X-rated live performance. Melissa Feist McCutcheon and Emmett Lee.
I don't want to picture those 2 people having sex.
X96.com/live.
I have the image now. I can't.
Isn't that Harvey Weinstein? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I guess not. They were getting it on inside the Santikos Casablanca movie theater in full view of the audience. An employee reported being shocked by the amorous display and rushed to inform the manager. When staffers returned, the 2 were having the sass really fast, they said. This is a public place, the manager told Feist McCutcheon. You need to stop what you're doing and get off of him.
One more minute.
The manager told police that Feist McCutcheon and Lee seemed surprised.
What?
And stood there for a long time, naked, before putting their clothes back on.
Is this wrong?
Bexar County deputies asked the manager and assistant manager, did you see their genitals?
Yes.
Because there would be a stronger charge for that.
Yes.
No, the manager said during the report, but we could see that their clothing was off and they were trying really hard to cover themselves with a small blanket that they had. Deputies questioned the couple outside the theater where Mr. Lee admitted to having sex with her inside the theater. Yeah, man, I should have known better. That was stupid on my part, wasn't it? Well, we were just having a little fun, he said. Boner candidate number 1, you need to stop and get off of him. Here's boner candidate number 2. You should drink Evian water, not Nile water. A famous Arab singer is going to stand trial next month in her native country, Egypt, over a video clip in which she advises a concert fan against drinking from the Nile River. The clip shows Shireen Abdel Wahab, widely known by her first name, Shireen, saying, you're better off drinking Evian, a reference to the French brand of mineral water.
Okay.
The fan had asked her to sing one of her hit songs, named for an Egyptian saying that one who drinks from the Nile is bound to return to the Nile. That's a famous saying in Egypt.
All right.
And, you know, my guess is it's not meant to be taken literally.
No.
It's once
this is your homeland.
Once the Nile gets into your soul, it will always be
Yeah.
there and you will always return.
Okay.
So the fan said, would you sing that song about the one that drinks from the Nile is bound to return? And she said, well, you know, before she sang it, she said, you know, you're better off drinking Evian than Nile water. She was arrested.
For that?
Yeah. She faces a host of charges, including incitement and harming the public interest.
What?
The remark, clearly meant in jest, set social media ablaze, with some users calling it an insult to Egyptian national pride, and others saying that the real culprits are those who pollute the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't it unsafe to drink from the Nile?
Yes. The trial before a Cairo misdemeanor court will be in December. The case arose from a complaint filed by a lawyer after the video surfaced this week. If convicted, Shireen could face up to 3 years in prison or a heavy fine. But
my guess is that they're not too happy with her just generally, and they were looking for a reason to throw her in jail.
But, you know, it says she's been banned from performing in Egypt by a local musicians union. Because of this. She apologized. She said, I love Egypt, my beloved Egypt and its children. I apologize. We just don't understand the culture. No, this is just ridiculous. Boner candidate number 2. You should drink Evian water, not Nile water. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. You know, it really sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam.
Boner candidate number 3, right after this here Big Boy News and Opinion Window, brought to you by
Laziz Kitchen, offering modern Middle Eastern food, dips, salads, wraps, lunch, dinner, weekend brunch, daily fresh-baked pita, open Tuesdays through Sundays, located at 9th South between West Temple and 2nd West, online at lazizkitchen.com.
Well, we're keeping an eye on Charles Manson.
Oh, no.
He died at the age of 83, but he was so evil, we're not sure whether he may or may not come back to life. So we're keeping an eye on his corpse until it's in the ground. Charles Manson, 83, died in a hospital. And, you know, he still
46 years in prison.
He still has followers. Still people who think he's great. Also, we're keeping an eye on David Cassidy, where his organs are shutting down one by one. We're waiting for that final one to shut down, and we'll keep you abreast of that. So, here's a story for you, Gina. A Florida woman killed her 72-year-old husband and then went to great lengths to hide his body in a closet in their home, authorities have charged.
Not the best hiding place for a body.
Okaloosa deputies said Alfred Wozniak was shot in the left temple So she wasn't kidding around. His wife, Barbara Wozniak, 65, was charged with murder Friday. The couple lived in Shalimar, Florida. Investigators obtained a search warrant and found a fabricated brick wall inside of a closet.
Okay, this is getting better.
Underneath a stairway.
This is I just was picturing regular closet. This is elaborate closet.
Since she went to great lengths to
Yeah.
conceal his body. After removing the bricks and drywall, a large, dark, plastic type of tarp was observed, shaped in the general consistency of an adult body. The material had been thoroughly duct taped. Wozniak is accused of duct taping her husband's wrists, ankles, and midsection before covering it with the tarp. Deputies said the woman told her 2 adult children what she had done, and they called 911 on Wednesday. According to the station, the deputy said Wozniak told them she killed their father in self-defense after he tried to choke her. But then I don't know. I guess she did the brick wall fabrication herself. It doesn't say here, but yeah, hidden behind a brick wall in the closet. Let's see. Oh, and a man is. We had that chainsaw floating around here that nobody picked up. Did somebody?
I think he might have picked it up. I don't see it.
Because I saw John Smith messing around with it.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe John just took it. But authorities say a Pennsylvania man who was seriously injured when his chainsaw exploded.
Exploded?
He died from his injuries, it says here. So I
didn't know that was a possibility.
I don't know why it happened, but his chainsaw exploded. So John Smith, be careful. Let's see. A man has been found dead on a lawn in Sandy, outside of a rental home, but he didn't live there. The death was immediately categorized as suspicious.
Foul play.
Detectives spent the next several hours gathering potential evidence, trying to track down people who know the victim. One neighbor told Fox 13 the most recent tenants had just moved into the rental property over the weekend. There were several cars and people seen coming and going, but they don't have any idea who the deceased man was. Detectives are trying to get a search warrant for the home to see something there sparks the crime. Authorities have not released the victim's name or how he died. So I thought Al Franken could weather the storm.
Yeah.
But apparently now another woman has come forward and said Democratic Senator Al Franken inappropriately grabbed her during a photo op in 2010. The woman, Lindsay Menz. Now, is there a photograph? Because the story I have...
It's just a picture of them...
nothing inappropriate.
No, you see their heads.
So Lindsay Menz said the incident with Franken was uncomfortable and made her feel gross. Menz told CNN she saw Franken at the Minnesota State Fair in 2010, at the time he was a senator. She said, he pulled me in really close, like awkward close, and as my husband took the picture, he put his hand full-fledged on my rear. It was wrapped tightly around my butt cheek. It wasn't around my waist. It wasn't around my hip or my side. It was definitely on my butt, she said. I was like, oh, God, what's happening? Franklin told CNN in a statement that he didn't recall it. I take thousands of photos at the state fair surrounded by hundreds of people. I certainly don't remember taking this picture, Franklin said. I feel badly that Ms. Menz came away from our interaction feeling disrespected. Her story comes, of course, after the Leanne Tweeden last week reported Franklin kissing and groping her without her consent. So I'm thinking...
He's probably going to have to step down.
Yeah, I thought he wouldn't maybe have to after the first, but two...
Yeah.
Let's see.
And Jeffrey Tambor, while you're doing those...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got that here. He says he's not coming back to the set of Transparent.
How do you do that? The show's about him.
Well, I don't know if they will. But they, now 2 people, I think both of them trans people, have accused him of leaning in on them or doing something inappropriate. And he said, I still deny the allegations. I didn't do it, but it's impossible now for me to.
And why is it? Let's talk about this for just a second.
All right.
My own biases coming through here. Why is it that I hear the Al Franken story and I go, and in my mind, I'm making justifications. Well, I'm sure I'm sure this was just kidding. I'm sure this was that. And then I hear the Jeffrey Tambor one, and I go, well, I bet they're just making that. It's my own biases. Because in my heart, I think, well, I can't believe either of them would really do anything
what
bad.
I want to believe about the second woman who came forward is that she's being paid by somebody and lying.
But you don't think that about Roy Moore. You don't think
but those
that,
claims have been made.
But that's what I'm saying. How are we any different than the people on the right that are standing by and going, I think they're making it up.
Here's the difference. I want to think that. I want to believe that. But I don't have that judgment.
Well, and there is a good argument to be made that, we're not talking about 13-year-old girls here.
Right. No, Carrie, I make my justifications just fine, but isn't that interesting that my first thought for both of those people is, I'm sure this is a misunderstanding.
Well, we're not talking about 13-year-old girls here, but we're talking about a U.S. senator grabbing the butt cheek of a constituent at the Minnesota State Fair, and that's totally inappropriate as well.
He wasn't a senator when it happened.
Yes, he was. It was in 2010. It says he was a senator.
Was he? He wasn't a senator in 2010.
Let me look.
He hasn't been a senator that long.
Let me look. I think it says he was a senator.
I don't.
Maybe it wasn't 2010, but because I know it said when he was a senator. It says 2010 at the time he was a senator. That's what it says here in this story.
Senator in 2009. Oh, okay. So he's a new senator. All right.
Yeah. So he had just become senator and he grabbed a
woman. But see, there I go again. I'm trying to.
He wasn't a senator.
Right. Why?
Because you like him.
I'm saying both sides do that.
Because you like him. It's
we
the same
jump
thing.
all over.
Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman said,
about Louis C.K.
I love Louis C.K. I love him. I like him. I love him, the guy. And it's so hard for me to rationalize all of this because of that.
Why do we do that?
Because that's what people do. Now, I would say that the evidence against Roy Moore is so overwhelming.
It is.
The evangelical Christians and the governor of Alabama, she said, I believe those women, but I'm voting for Roy Moore anyway. That is horrible.
And with Al Franken, he apologized
immediately.
And I think he made a very humble and honest apology.
One other quick story here. Harrison Ford's a hero again. He rushed to the rescue of a woman who crashed her car in California on Sunday. The actor, it says here, the Star Wars actor. We don't need to say that.
Who is this Harrison Ford? Have I seen him in something?
He was driving east on a freeway near Santa Barbara when a female driver in front of him lost control of her car, swerved off the road, smashed into an embankment. Ford switched into action hero mode, slammed on his brakes, and swooped down to help. He's 75. He bolted to her car. He and other good Samaritans pulled the woman from the car as paramedics arrived. The lucky lady was transported from the site of the accident, and she will be okay. But this isn't the first time he's been a hero.
He's got a history.
He's done it a couple of times.
Imagine looking up and there's Indiana Jones reaching in to help you.
Maybe, he's done this.
Give me the idol, I'll throw you the whip.
No, he's done this 2 or 3 other times. I'm thinking maybe you don't want to be driving anywhere near Harrison Ford.
He's bad luck.
Because accidents happen around him. All right. Weather traffic?
Yes.
Sports weather traffic?
Weather is cool today and a chance of showers later this afternoon. Highs right around 50. Traffic, we've got a crash northbound I-15, 123rd South on the left shoulder. Stalled vehicle westbound SR 201, 8400 West. Crash in South Jordan, westbound 104 South, 27th West. And friend of the program says free bucket near Bangor and SR 201.
That's not specific enough. I need to know if it's a plastic bucket, I'm not bothering.
5 gallon?
I want a galvanized pail.
Is it the Homer bucket from Home Depot?
I don't know.
Is it that one? I don't know. Big O Tires has Black Friday savings all week long. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free, or save up to $140 off a set of Michelin or BF Goodrich tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Here's boner candidate number 3. It sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam. God, I love this. A former South Jordan police officer now faces a criminal charge after prosecutors say his body camera recorded him while on duty talking about blackmailing his ex-wife. Jonathan Mangum of Eagle Mountain was charged Thursday by the Utah Attorney General's office with theft by extortion. It's a second-degree felony. On August 27th, 6 days after his divorce became final, and while employed with the South Jordan Police Department, Officer Mangum responded to a domestic violence situation. While speaking to the suspect in that incident, Mangum told him about an incriminating picture he had of his own ex-wife that he used to, quote, force her to back off from pursuing a share of his police pension during divorce proceedings. Jonathan Mangum also stated he threatened her by saying, quote, I'll get the Utah Division of Child and Family Services involved. I'll throw this up on Facebook, this picture. I'll show it to your parents. It'll hug and ruin you. Except he didn't say you. He said some other derogatory word for female. Mangum allegedly told the man that his wife backed off after threatening her with the picture. He finished that portion of the conversation by saying, you know, it sucks, but you got to play dirty games like that. The conversation was later discovered by South Jordan police officers reviewing body camera video in their office. Boner candidate number 3. Boy, it sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
So we had boner candidate number 1. You need to stop and get off of him. Couple busted for having sex in front of moviegoers in a movie theater there. Boner candidate number 2, you know, you should drink Evian water, not Nile water. An Egyptian singer facing trial after she made a joke about the river Nile. And boner candidate number 3, it sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam.
All right, here we go. You've got to decide right now which of these 3 candidates is the worst and therefore the most deserving to go forward to Boner Dome for Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. So if it wins here, it's got a 50-50 chance. It's going up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight happens at 9:25. Okay, decide 1, 2, or 3. Put the candidate of the number of the candidate, that is, that you think should win in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Easy. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice, or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Round 2, November 20. If you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. That's where you vote online. Easy. 4.5 minutes to get it done. Let's go. It's round 2.
Want music? Listen at 10 for a 1-hour non-stop music wingding on X96.
Union Pacific Railroad is hiring train crew employees. After completing training, full-time train crew employees on average can earn $60,000 per year within the first 2 years, plus benefits. As train crew, you'll move and operate trains, often with remote-controlled locomotives. Applicants must be at least 18, have a valid driver's license, have the ability to make effective decisions, and work with a team. Apply now at up.jobs/Utah. That's up.jobs/Utah.
Slack takes the most difficult part of any of our jobs, communication, and makes it simpler, more pleasant, and more productive. It's where repetitive tasks can be automated and taken off your hands, and where more complex projects take less time, meaning everyone gets to done faster. From brand new businesses to established enterprise companies, Slack is where work happens. Visit slack.com to find out more.
Hey folks, it's iPhone season and...
It's iPhone season, time of year.
You guys kind of cut me off there a little bit. Where was I? This year...
It's iPhone season, time of year.
Wow, more singing.
It's time to party.
As I was saying, this year, remember to celebrate more responsibly with Sprint. Right now, you can get the new iPhone 8 or 10 and save $350 with... Right, Sprint Flex and eligible trade-in.
Unlimited data at the best price.
Plus, unlimited data, HD streaming video, and 10GB mobile hotspot. Plus, with iPhone Forever, upgrade to the latest iPhone anytime after 12 lease payments. It's an iPhone season miracle. Sprint works for me. Call 1-800-SPRINT1 or visit sprint.com/iPhone. Savings after $19.45 per month. Credit applied within 2 bills. 18-month lease with new line. See website for eligible trade-ins. Early termination results in balance due. Subject to credit. $30 activation fee. Excludes tax. Includes unlimited talk, text, and data. Stream video up to 1080p. Music up to 1.5 megabits per second. Gaming up to 8 megabits per second. Data deprioritization during congestion. Mobile hotspot reduced to 2G speeds after 10 gigabytes per month. Compared to similar plans from national carriers. Features differ. Restrictions apply.
'Tis the season when every day is a celebration and every gift a surprise.
It's beautiful.
Create holiday joy all year long with a gift from Fred Meyer Jewelers. And this week, save up to an extra 20% off. Find the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Come see us in the store or visit us at fredmeyerjewelers.com, where you'll enjoy free 2-day shipping. Celebrate the holidays with Fred Meyer Jewelers.
I love it.
See the sparkle in her eyes when she opens that box from Diamonds Direct this Christmas. Diamonds Direct, your source for the gifts women want at the guaranteed best price in America. Rings, earrings, pendants, pearls, colored gemstones, enough to supply up to 30 ordinary stores. And to make it easy on your wallet, we've got 3 years zero-interest financing on any purchase. Get her a $2,000 pair of diamond earrings and pay less than $56 a month. Or a 5-carat tennis bracelet, just $195 a month. And if you're popping the question, this amazing 3-year finance offer also applies to all certified diamonds and all engagement rings. Just take the price, divide by 36, and that's your payment. Diamonds Direct, your direct diamond importer with an expanded selection of sparkling holiday gifts from $200 to $200,000. All with our best value guarantee, free gift wrapping, and free lifetime warranty. Make this Christmas one she'll always remember with the perfect gift from Diamonds Direct. 6400 South across the street from Fashion Place Mall. Open extended hours including Sundays now through Christmas on approved credit.
You can get a styling haircut in Holiday, Utah. Eat a hearty hoagie in Holiday. Buy a hummingbird feeder in Holiday. You can also get world-class health care in Holiday.
Studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
Yeah, like the bat.
Yeah.
Has the bat been captured? No?
I don't know.
Nobody
It's
knows
got to be
anything.
dead by now.
I haven't
if
heard.
it's-
Well, we would know because you would sniff it out.
Start to smell.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's award round 2 of your boner voting.
And round 2 of the boner voting is brought to you by.
In part by
a glob of peanut butter smeared on a piece of bread.
Wow.
And you no longer have to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot to get a good deal on a used smartphone. Bad Apple buys, sells, and will trade in used cell phones. Unlike the creepy parking lot guy, they guarantee their refurbished phones. Information and more at badapplerepair.com.
Yeah, and thanks, Bad Apple, for putting my younger brother out of work. Let's see. So we had boner candidate number 1. People realize that was a joke, don't they? That I was just making a joke that my brother's a creepy guy in a parking lot.
I don't care if they don't realize it.
Boner candidate number 1. You need to stop and get off of him. A couple busted for having sex in the movie theater. Boner candidate number 2. You should drink Evian water, not Nile water. An Egyptian singer facing trial after making a joke about the Nile River. Just ridiculous. And boner candidate number 3, it sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam. A South Jordan police officer's body camera recording him admitting he has blackmailed his ex-wife. By the way, the ex-wife in that story, she did back off.
Oh, I'll bet she did.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah, it did for a time, and then she came forward, I guess, when the cops contacted her and said, "Yeah, he did this." Let's see. There was no winner other than I'll give a random voter again a hearty handshake.
See Bill Allred on the street.
Yeah, but you got to convince me that you randomly voted for this. The boner winner by a huge margin. Boner candidate number 3. It sucks when you forget to turn off your body cam.
Okay. So that one's going to go up against the winner of round 1. Boner fight happens at 9:25. That's when we decide who is boner of the day. Is this sponsored?
Yes, Bill Frost Talking TV brought to you by Upon Qualification, buy a new home with New Dwello's Gift of Equity program. A gift could mean up to $8,740 for the purchase of a new home. Text the word money to 62687.
Here he is, Bill Frost. He's the TV writer, TV critic.
Sure.
For City Weekly. He's also syndicated, appearing in a couple of 3?
Couple
of 3 fine alternative papers around the country. And that's Bill Frost. He also writes the Ocho, and he's a musician with good music. I mean, Magda Vega.
Bill's liking this album.
I've been listening to it. It's very good.
You have a new fan.
And also, you do the TV Tan podcast. All of that can be found where?
At billfrost.tv.
All right. So what do we got coming up on TV this week?
Do it.
Coming up tonight on PBS, they're awarding the 2017 Mark Twain Prize for American Humor.
To?
This year's recipient, Richie Stedman.
That's David Letterman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I misread that. Yeah, it is.
And they cut Al Franken out of the ceremony because they don't want somebody who may have pretended to molest someone being on a program, being awarded to David Letterman, who had an affair with his.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
Seems a little.
With his intern.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it was consensual.
Well, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
We forgot.
Everything was a while ago, apparently.
Yeah.
Coming up tomorrow night on Hulu. Actually, tomorrow when you wake up tomorrow, it'll be there. Marvel's Runaways.
Yes.
Another Marvel property.
Really?
Yes.
X-Men adjacent.
It is X-Men adjacent. It is, as you're growing up, you think your parents are the worst. Well, in this case, these kids' parents are, in fact, supervillains.
And they're just finding this out.
And they're just finding it out.
What?
And
How do you hide
teen
that?
angst ensues.
And they're mutants, and yeah.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Yeah, this leans a little more on the teen angst side than The Gifted does, but it's still pretty well done. It's from the people who did the OC. They know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on Hulu. So if you want to watch the taste of the Inhumans out of your mouth.
Yes, please do. Oh.
Also, if you want to find out, it's right here in the title, Who Killed Tupac on A&E.
Well, we finally have an answer.
Yeah, a 6-part series.
Wait, he's dead?
Yeah, it'll let you know that Tupac is in fact dead,
Mm-hmm.
and they're gonna figure this out. It's a civil rights attorney following his journey to find out who killed Tupac.
Hey.
Well, as long as we have an answer at the end, I don't want to,
I want someone in jail at the end of the
Exactly.
show.
I don't want Al Capone's tomb.
Yeah, it might be a cliffhanger. It's like, well, maybe we can get a second season out of this. I mean, they squeezed enough out of Leah Remini in Scientology. You thought you were done with that. No, that's never over.
No.
They didn't squeeze enough out of her because she's still on TV.
Also, the season 3 premiere of Chicago Med on NBC. Seems a little late in the season to be premiering something. but here it is.
All right. Your grandma will be happy about that.
Oh, yeah. And Wednesday, the season 2 finale of Stand Against Evil, a show I recommend you check out on Hulu, the first season.
Didn't that just start?
Yeah, they've been blowing them out 2 episodes a week.
2 episodes in a week, yeah.
It's 8 episodes total.
I'm not sure how to read that. Whether they don't have any faith in it anymore or what.
Well, I think it's because they didn't really have anything to pair it up with. Yeah. It's a half-hour show.
It could be. Yeah.
Of course, Thursday is Thanksgiving. Got a whole lot of marathons.
Got the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, you got stuff like that, too.
Yeah. What are the marathons?
A couple of, of course, you got the oddest one I see here, which I don't believe. I'm going to have to recheck this one. Star Trek on Comedy Central.
What?
I don't think that's right. I think the place I got this list from was incorrect.
Yeah, that sounds. That sounds. Yeah.
But MythBusters on the Science Channel, the Godfather movies on AMC, Gone with the Wind on Sundance. You can watch that all day.
Is that a Thanksgiving tradition?
Now, does that mean they're just going to show it over and over?
I think
and
so.
over?
Yeah. Huh. And movies like Carrie and Resident Evil on the Sci-Fi Channel, also very Thanksgiving centric.
Online, you can find the Mystery Science Theater.
Yes.
Marathon.
That's what I will be doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
And coming up on Friday, you kids of the 90s may remember Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Bill Cosby Project, huh?
No.
Wasn't it?
No.
Wasn't it?
No. He had a football head.
Yeah.
What? Where did he keep it?
He predated Stewie. Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. It's a brand new movie from the Hey Arnold people.
That's what we needed.
Well, someone's going to be very excited about this. I can guarantee you that.
There will be.
Yeah. And just in time for the holidays, on Saturday on Oxygen, Homicide for the Holidays.
Homicide for the Holidays.
Season 2.
Lovely.
Holiday-related murders, including the worst family massacre in U.S. history. So, yay. Gather around the fire, kids, and watch Homicide for the Holidays on Oxygen.
I am all in with Homicide for the Holidays.
Yes, you are.
And just as gruesome, on Sunday, the 66th Miss Universe competition. It is now a competition. It's no longer a pageant.
Well, pageant has such a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Miss Universe.
Steve Harvey hosts, and they're still doing this thing.
Yeah.
And it's 3 hours.
Oh.
Well, there's a lot of beauty there. Takes a while to get through all of that beauty.
Well, there's a lot of planets in the universe.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Got a lot of contestants to get through.
It's like I was telling you off air, I've only seen 2 episodes of The Punisher on Netflix. So far, so good. If you're letting your kids watch it, you're a bad parent.
Yeah.
I'll just say it to your face. You're a bad parent.
How can I stop them?
But it's for Marvel.
Sorry.
How can I can't stop them. They just turn on the TV.
And the rationale is, well, there's no nudity.
Yeah.
No.
There are other bad things other than nudity.
It's extremely violent and bloody.
Well, violence fine.
And I hear that from parents, and I'm like, you're terrible.
Violence is okay as long as we don't see a boob.
Ugh, you're screwing it up. That's wrong. All right, anyway. Thank you, Bill.
Bill Frost, read his stuff in City Weekly or go to billfrost.tv.
Yeah, do that.
All right, thank you very much.
Crash northbound I-15 on the left shoulder near 126th South. Crash northbound I-15 123rd on the left shoulder, so a couple of things in the same area there. Stalled vehicle westbound SR201 84th West. And looks like that's about all the traffic this morning. Not so bad.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see, do we have a giveaway?
We do, coming
it's the
up.
LCD sound system thing.
It's a flyaway to New York City.
Okay, we'll get to that coming up after these. But first, ranlife.com.
Ran Life would like to thank everybody, and we'd like to thank Ran Life for helping make this a better place to live. They have a grant called the Civil Service Grant, where they will offer to firefighters, police officers, and other first responders and teachers K through 12. It's a mortgage, reduces your closing costs when you're getting your home.
Oh, that's nice.
Or refinancing your home. It's called
the great thing.
Civil Service Grant. And visit ranlife.com for more information on that. And also, Ran Life will be fundraising for the Utah Food Bank and the Road Home. Ran Life will have food collection bins and a collection box for the Road Home at their office.
Oh, that's good.
So,
They're right there in Sandy.
Yeah. The Road Home is a big project of Ran Life's as well. Rand Life, local mortgage company. We've all used them and trust them. You can call them 801-478-4500 or go to randlife.com.
X96 invites you to open your hearts to the children from the road home, the YWCA Utah, and the Volunteers of America Utah. Make their Christmas merrier by donating gifts to the Candy Cane Corner this holiday season. These children are in need of toys, clothing, shoes, coats, and more, and with your help, they can receive a Christmas. Stop by any Mountain America Credit Union or Xfinity store today.
All right.
Hey,
give me a pack.
Somebody give me a carton of Marlboros right now.
As much of a food lover as you are, I'm curious what heavy smoking does to the taste of food, because I would think everything would taste like cigarettes.
You know, they say that, oh, when you quit smoking, your palate wakes up, and I've never really noticed any difference at all.
You don't have that taste in your mouth all the time?
And there's a lot of people who find it really satisfying. After a meal, you light up.
Yeah, now that's the one thing. After having a nice meal, to have a cigarette after a nice meal,
A little scotch.
That's the best.
Gina, I probably already know the answer to this question, but have you ever smoked a cigarette?
Shh. Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Not even a fake one?
Nope. I've never even put an unlit one in my mouth.
Really?
Nope.
All of these questions could apply to her sex life as well.
Never even put in.
Fake one,
No.
the real one, never addicted. No.
Because in high school,
After a good meal,
Nope.
no.
In high school, I smoked a ginseng cigarette, a whole pack of ginseng cigarettes, actually.
What?
I was
Or
in
you
the,
mean clove?
No,
cigarette?
they were ginseng. I got them at a GNC or something like that, and it was for a show I was in, a play that I was in. I had to smoke on stage.
I have to smoke.
And so I did. And
Yeah, you do.
And I liked it. I didn't like it because I thought it
Well,
tasted
that's-
good and it burned. I liked it because you could go, you see? Yeah.
No,
and
that's one of the
flick it.
reasons I never tried it, because I was worried I would like it.
Also
And
applying
then-
to your sex.
Yeah, worried I would like it.
That's not any of the reason you never tried it.
That's part of the reason.
That's not
No.
even
That
a
is
tiny part of the reason.
Yes, it
The
is.
tiniest part. The reason is your mother told you not to.
Well, that's a big part
That's
of it.
the only reason.
That's what you should do. Here's your adventure. Smoke a cigarette.
There you go.
I don't want to smoke a cigarette.
It's just one. It won't
Too
hurt
many,
you.
too many boundaries, Gina. Too many boundaries.
How many times have I heard that? Just one, it won't hurt you. It's just one.
I think the reason that Gina never started smoking was she heard the phrase "if she smokes, she pokes," and that's when she decided that it was probably not a good idea to.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't want people to think,
Yeah, or she doesn't want people to think she's easy or a nurse.
That's right. We have been talking a lot about smoking today, haven't we?
Yeah.
God.
But it is true.
Just
I
change the bong water every time. That's all I'm saying.
I'm sorry, but it is true. If the old say, if she smokes, she pokes. It's pretty much true.
That has been my experience as well.
So then it makes sense that I
That's why she didn't.
didn't.
Telling you right now, that's why she didn't. She didn't want to look like a slut.
And it's why she still doesn't.
Couldn't you smoke? Get one of those like Hunter Thompson cigarette holder things.
FDR.
The elegant.
And then hold it like this.
Yes.
Up like Greta Garbo or something like that.
It's true. I was worried I would like it. And I have no self-control. None.
You have you?
No.
No, she doesn't have any self-control. That's why she never does anything.
Would you like another Coke, Gina?
Yes.
All right.
Someone get Gina an eclair.
I don't want an eclair.
Oh, yes,
I have
you
no
do.
room for an
Yeah,
eclair.
get Gina. Look at those delicious
See
pastries.
this right here? Biscuits
that
and
part.
gravy. Just, they're sitting there.
I know. Oh man, I'm
Well,
in bad trouble.
I'm
with
gonna have the
weight.
burger later. That's gonna be interesting.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Our elders are tracting their way across the cosmos, looking for prospective converts, when suddenly they find themselves aboard the last surviving battlestar, Galactica, where our elders are introduced to Commander Adama.
Quiet, Muffy! They don't look like Cylons!
Welcome. I'm Commander Adama.
Hi, I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen. We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons. Say, you look like that guy from Bonanza.
I am in command of this fleet, and we are searching for the lost tribe of humans and a shining planet called Earth.
What a coincidence! We're from Earth. Would this lost tribe you're looking for just happen to go by the name of Nephites?
No, I don't think so. What can you tell us of Earth?
Well, everybody there is pretty much like us.
Hey, Lehigh, why don't you show them the Saturday's Warrior holographic disc that your mom sent you?
Look, Muffy! They have more teeth than you do!
And you say this pretty well represents Earth?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Colonel Ty, turn the fleet around and set course for Cylon.
Father, you can't be serious.
Son, if we have to choose between genocide and a life with those Saturday's Warrior people, I'll take my chances with the Cylons.
So, I guess this means that you won't be joining our church then.
Apollo, Starbuck, show these two to a launch bay, and make sure they take that holodisc with them.
Oh, Felger Carb.
Elder Jensen, what's your language?
Fleeing the Lex Diaz of Edo tyranny, the last battlestar, Galactica, sets off for a shining planet called Cylon. Join us next time to hear Elder Jensen say...
Hey, do you think that kid knows that his dog is really just a monkey in an orange dog suit?
On the next brain-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Love that song, and I like a lot of the stuff that band does.
Well, it's too bad you can't win this prize.
I
Bill.
might just go.
So we're qualifying people for a flyaway to New York City to see LCD Sound System. Well, how do you qualify for that?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a keyword here, and the 96 texter to 33986 will receive a qualifying prize of tickets to the X96 Toyota Nightmare Before Xmas 2017. It's Monday, December 4th at the Complex, featuring Dashboard Confessional and special guest, I don't know how, but they found me.
What?
Tickets are on sale now at thecomplexslc.com. Smith Ticks, all Gray Whale locations. Powered by Coca-Cola, Gray Whale Entertainment, Jed's Barbershop, Bud Light, Famous Among Friends. Here's your keyword, Xmas.
XMAS.
XMAS. Text that to 33986.
All right. Our producer, Richard Stedman.
I'll make it very quick. This is just a programming note. You guys will be gone on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. Unless management of the record company shuts it down, we are going to do a Facebook Live Meet the Bands with I Don't Know How, But They Found Me.
Oh.
Okay. So we're going to come in the studio. People will be able to watch. You can ask any question. It'll be like a Reddit Ask Me Anything kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
With Dallin from I Don't Know How, But They Found Me.
And then tomorrow, of course, we'll be doing our show at Teleperformance, which is 85, I want to say 8550 South, 13th East, teleperformance. Our good friends from Zero Res will be there. If you bring a turkey or a ham for the food bank, they will clean the carpets in your car. And they do a great job with that.
Nice.
And then we want, but any kind of canned goods, anything. I think we'll have prizes to give away and stuff like that. We usually do. And then we'll be broadcasting all week.
8550 South, 1300 East. And, all day there.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
So John will be there after us, and then Todd after him.
Here's some things we have to give away. Food from Even Steven Sandwiches. Tickets to Modest Yahoo and Common Kings.
Nice.
And the Zero Res.
So last night it was my pleasure and privilege to moderate the John Cleese appearance here in Salt Lake. And I think I didn't see the show because I was in it, but I think it was very entertaining.
I saw the show, and it was very entertaining. I'm going to be really honest. I wish we didn't watch the movie. I wish it were just an hour and a half of you and John Cleese on the stage and him telling stories and showing clips and explaining what they were. And I think the movie was unnecessary.
It should have been an evening with John Cleese.
Yeah.
Well, you got, I don't know why, I guess it's just a jumping off point, but you did get an hour and about 45 minutes or so, I think, or about an hour and 40 minutes, something like that with me and John.
That's what I'm saying. I
could have done more.
I could have done with just that, and everybody there had seen the movie 100 times.
He can go on. He said sometimes we do go longer than we just did, but I got set up by the road manager with a couple of points that they sort of wanted me to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Now I went in there with a big list of questions that I'd done myself, and then they said now there'll be questions from the audience. They've written them down on cards, and I said, "Oh, so do you pre-select those?" And he said, "No, you do."
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go through all of the audience questions as well, which is why I had to be there an hour before even the movie started, and I had to go through all of those and try to fit some of them in with the questions I had and all of that. But and then they gave me a couple of points. John likes to talk about this if you can find a way to lead into it. Hotels, and I found I say, I was very clever about how I led into that. It sounds to me like you stay in a lot of hotels, John. Well, yes, I do. This is the thing about hotels. And then off he goes. And he was very funny about hotels.
The moderator job is basically just a...
Stay out of the way.
I mean, John could be up there himself, really. It's just for you to, give him jumping off points for stories, really. Mm-hmm. It wasn't an interview, really.
What it is I figured it out. I'm the audience surrogate.
Yeah.
If I'm engaged and enjoying what John is doing, I think the audience kind of gets that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he was he was very nice backstage too, just very sweet. One of the things they said, if you go to x96.com/live, I was walking out of the theater, and I just don't ask celebrities for their photographs. And I said, that's stupid. I really should get a picture of me with John. So I even had my coat on, but I went back and the road manager said, "Oh yes, I'll be happy to take a picture of you and John." And there I am.
He's very, very tall.
Yeah, on stage, I think the comparison was even stronger. This picture doesn't quite show.
But it was interesting because he has great affection for Utah and the Utah Jazz, and explained why he's a fan of the Utah Jazz, and he follows the team. And
one of my favorite things too was the road manager said, now he doesn't mind talking about his ex-wives, and there was a question from the audience about his ex-wives, and so I got to ask it, and he launched into it.
And he said, my third ex-wife is why we're all here in Salt Lake City tonight.
20. Now, he kind of lied about that, because the road manager told me backstage, she got a $20 million alimony settlement from him. And the road manager said backstage, now John is just making money here. He paid his debt with the last tour.
Okay.
He made $20 million and gave it all to her. That's just ridiculous.
I have my own stories about the night, but Do we have time coming up?
I don't know. Not right now. But
coming up, maybe?
Coming up, maybe?
Okay.
Sure.
Or save it for tomorrow?
Would it be still relevant tomorrow and as timeless as today's headline?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, let's see. We got Boner Fight coming up at 9:25. Before that, a little bit of news.
Okay. Diamonds Direct. We need to tell you about that because they want you to be planning for Christmas, and it's getting closer and closer. Yes. So, every time you hear an ad for any jewelry store, just stop and think about this. You'll do better at Diamonds Direct.
You will. They will beat the price.
And not just that, you'll have a better experience all the way around. The showroom is beautiful. The staff there is knowledgeable, and they'll make you knowledgeable.
They have the biggest selection, bar none, case after case, of diamonds, beautiful earrings, bracelets. No other store can even come close to the selection, and guaranteed best value. Diamonds Direct is the area's true direct diamond importer. So for the holiday season, you can get 3 years, 0 interest financing.
Really?
On any purchase at Diamonds Direct. 3 years, 0 interest.
I just don't know how they do this.
You can get a $3,000 pair of diamond stud earrings for just $84 a month. Pick any item, divide by 36, that's your payment. Go to Diamonds Direct. They're at 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall. Tell Derek and Lou and the whole team that we sent you.
Hundreds of thousands of our fellow Utahns live in doubt of where their next meal will come from. But you can help.
Join X96 and Teleperformance in the fight against hunger by donating non-perishable high-protein food items, peanut butter, canned meats, frozen turkeys or hams, boxed meals, cereal, and pasta at Teleperformance locations in Sandy, West Valley, and Ogden.
Radio from Hell, John Smith, and Todd Newcomb will be broadcasting live this Tuesday for our annual all-day food drive at the Teleperformance in Sandy, 8550 South, 1300 East.
Those who donated Sandy during our broadcast will get free food courtesy of Even Steven sandwiches while it lasts. Plus, X96 is going to be hooking you up with tickets to see Modest Yahoo and Common Kings November 28th at the Depot. And Zero Res is going to be cleaning your vehicle's carpet if you donate a frozen turkey or ham.
We'll see you Tuesday from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Teleperformance in Sandy. Details are on x96.com.
Fox Tonight.
So this weekend is also the big shopping thing.
It is.
And I'm telling you right now, if you go, I'm going to be hurt.
The big shopping thing being every year, Gina. Well, you tell them what you do every year.
Yeah, go ahead, Gina.
It's my mom, the Sainted Mary Claire, and 3 of her friends, and all their daughters. I don't even know how many people it is. It's like 40 people.
But they're all of a certain. Oh no, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. I was going to be way too mean there.
I was so hoping you'd continue. Let that thought flow through there.
Anyway. In fact, one of the mothers was shopping a day or two ago with her daughters. I'm not sure where they were, but
getting a jump on it, were they?
Well, no, they were trying to buy the matching jammies because we all wear matching jammies, and
those are pajamas for those of you who don't know what jammies are.
Matching jammies. And the mother said, "Oh, I want these," and they said, "Well, we need to order them in." And she said, "Well, I have to have them by Thursday." I'm like, "Why do you need 5 pairs of matching jammies by Thursday?" And she said, "Well, we go on this shopping trip every year." And he said, "Is this Gina Barberi's shopping trip?"
God. Okay, so we don't need to explain it. Everybody seems to know. But here's the deal: is that if you go.
Why will you be hurt?
I will be hurt because she can't make the ride into work here and sit in this comfortable chair that Babinski's has given you.
But she can go
She can go and shop. And that just shows there's that guilt thing coming back, is that you and I cannot have any control.
No.
But Mary Claire, Queen of Guilt.
She directs my life, as you know.
I don't think that you should let your mother make you go on this shopping
That's right. That's right.
Well, and actually we've talked about it a lot the last couple of days, and she's been worried about me, and I've been having some trouble the last couple of days. And
Richie's having a T-shirt made for you, by the way. It just says "irritable uterus" on it.
Well,
I'd wear it.
Let's see if we can get a second tie line to come in here. I know big radio stations can do that, and we're just KXRK Provo, but let's see if we can get a second tie line in here so that Gina can be at home and we can be at Jiffy Lube on Monday, and we can all be here. All right?
It'd be nice if we could do that.
All right.
It's the JT thing that's the problem.
Well, JT can maybe send her traffic in pre-recorded.
Oh, okay.
JT, you're there, right? Maybe we could do that just for
Whatever
one day.
you guys want.
For one day.
That's a doable thing, isn't it, JT?
As long as somebody can play an MP3 over there.
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, whatever you guys want.
All right, we'll have Richie work that out.
I mean, it would be sort of live traffic, but it would be like
I'll send it like a minute or two.
a
before
minute or
this.
two. Yeah.
I won't be able to do my sign-off, though.
Well, we'll be okay.
We'll forego
One
that.
day, one day.
Yeah, whatever you guys want. Come
All
on.
right.
FH Gina. Radio from Hell on X96.
You know, I have 2 mugs of liquid here in front of me. I have a mug full of water, and then I have a mug full of Mill Creek coffee. I believe this is Mexican blend. And I'm going to put the water aside because I'm just about ready to drop. And I'm tired.
Well, you were up late.
I was. 4 hours of sleep.
A boner fight coming up at 9:25, but right now, a little bit of news.
A little bit of news brought to you by Jiffy Lube's team of technicians. They're highly trained in oil changes, tire rotations, radiator services, and more. Visit jiffylubeutah.com for discount services and nearest locations.
Well, more sexual assault charges. A former model claimed she was just 17 when Russell Simmons forced her into sex. And all this while his pal, movie maker Brett Ratner, sat by and watched. Carrie Clausen-Kaligi said the scary casting couch incident happened back in 1991 when she and Ratner were at Simmons' New York home to watch a music video that the men had been doing. That's when Simmons allegedly made aggressive sexual advances, took off her clothes, and Ratner sat there and watched. And she said, I looked over at Brett and said, help me. And I just realized as the look on his face, he wasn't going to help me.
He wasn't going to help.
He wasn't going to help. So Russell Simmons would have been about 33 or 4 at the time. I believe he has said, no, this didn't happen. I did have a sexual relationship with her briefly, but it was consensual, he says. And then Terry Crews, who has made his own allegations about a talent agent groping him, grabbing his genitals, as Terry Crews put it.
In front of his wife.
Yeah.
Which was weird.
Now Terry Crews says that, there it is. Sorry. Terry Crews on Sunday posted a screenshot of an email he said was from Russell Simmons that urged Terry Crews to give the target of his sexual allegations, this agent, give him a pass. Crews did not give him a pass, and that agent was fired by the agency. But he said, Russell Simmons sent me an email saying let him off the hook, and I decided I would not do that. Roy Moore, Alabama judge running for Senate, is cashing in after he's been accused of chasing high school girls some years ago. Cashing in.
There's money in chasing girls?
He's been raking in campaign cash ever since the controversy exploded. The donations just skyrocketed.
So people that supporting pedophilia.
It's sickening.
Donations pouring in from Alabama and all over the country in an unprecedented way to the Moore campaign. Steve Mnuchin, Secretary of the Treasury, said he takes as a compliment suggestions that he and his wife look like James Bond villains.
That's exactly what you look like.
After a cringeworthy photo surfaced showing the couple posing with a sheet of newly printed $1 bills. Now, the reason they were there looking at their newly printed $1 bills was a legitimate reason. His name is on the money now.
I'm on the money, honey.
So when they start doing new bills, his name is on there, his signature. And so his wife had to put on these. Did you see the gloves that she was wearing? They were leather gloves, but they went up to her shoulder.
She looked like a Bond villain.
Yeah.
Leather gloves that went up to her shoulder.
Yeah.
And my guess is those are like $5,000 gloves.
Probably.
Let's see. Oh, this is good too. Morrissey is defending Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein in an interview this weekend. This is not going to be good for Morrissey.
No.
He claims that their victims knew exactly what was going on and chose to play along.
How could he possibly know? I mean, make that claim.
Afterward, they feel embarrassed or they don't like it, Morrissey said while speaking to a German news outlet. And then they turn around and say, I was attacked, I was surprised, I was dragged into a room. Spacey and Weinstein have each been accused of sexual harassment by more than a dozen men and women. Morrissey, however, is apparently in both men's corner, calling the claims against Spacey ridiculous and blasting the countless women who've come forward and publicly named Weinstein. People know exactly what's going on, Morrissey said, and they play along. But if everything went well and if it had given them a greater career, they wouldn't even talk about it.
The former, wonder if Morrissey protests too much.
The former Smiths frontman says, I hate rape, I hate attacks, I hate sexual situations.
Do you have to say I hate rape? Is that a statement you need to say?
These days, Gina, apparently you do these days. I hate sexual situations that are forced on someone, but in many cases, one looks at the circumstances and thinks that the person who is considered a victim is merely disappointed. He is...
How much...
yeah.
How long do we have to wait for... The Morrissey accusation to come.
No. He doesn't ever do anything.
He doesn't ever leave the house.
I don't think he never. He
does concerts and goes home.
And Carrie, what do you think about this? I'm against this.
Okay.
This is a geek thing.
All right.
British royalty.
Oh, yeah.
Prince William and Prince Harry will make cameos in Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
They're stormtroopers.
You're not going to see
You're not
them.
going to see them.
You won't see their faces at all?
Daniel Craig is in the Force Awakens.
You won't know that they're there?
No, you won't.
Then, all right. It's okay. Because I really hated it when they put Ed Sheeran in Game of Thrones. I did. I mean, look, it's Ed Sheeran.
It took you out of it.
It didn't take me out of it because I really wasn't aware of Ed Sheeran, so it didn't bother me too much. But yeah, they're just stormtroopers, so it's no big deal. Yeah.
It's Boner Fight with Radio from Hell on X96.
Just as I was going to say, I also hate the technique, and you see in movies when dirt or something hits the camera lens. You know what I mean? Or blood's.
Yeah.
That makes me go, oh, there's a camera.
See,
you shouldn't do that.
I like to think of it as It splattered against my TV screen.
Yeah,
No,
no.
I picture
Or
it
my
that.
eyeballs,
Or
right
my
on my eyeballs.
There's a camera. All right, boner fight. Here we go. The winner of round 1 going against the winner of round 2. Round 1's winner. It was an honest mistake. A video showing nurses laughing as an 89-year-old veteran is dying, begging for help. This video was taken by his family secretly, and it was repressed. It was guarded. It was tied up, and for a long time by the courts for some reason. Finally, the family got a hold of it and showed the crass and just
Horrible.
criminal ignoring of this old guy dying in a nursing home, an assisted living center. That's number 1. Going up against the winner of round 2, it really sucks when you forget to turn off your body camera. A South Jordan police officer, he's no longer with the force, caught by his body camera telling someone about how he is extorting or blackmailing his ex-wife with a picture he had of her to keep her away from his police pension after they were divorced. Then he just didn't turn it off, and they reviewed it and found it, and now he's being charged with blackmail.
There you go. You've got to decide who is the worst, who is boner of the day. 2 awful candidates to choose from. Good candidates, but they're awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You decide which one is boner of the day, 1 or 2. Put the candidate number of the one that you think should win in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696, or you can go online and vote. Just look for the box at x96.com, the box that says Boner Fight November 20. And vote there. If you don't see the box, refresh. It'll appear. Easy. Okay, 300 seconds to get your vote in. Let's go. All right, so we're downtown now. We're Broadway media.
Yeah.
Because our building is on Broadway.
Yeah.
Third South.
Third South. Now, the mayor has taken an awful lot of time and money to build very special bicycle lanes.
Yes.
Here on Third.
Dedicated.
They're very nice.
Dedicated. So I'm walking down Broadway yesterday, and here comes a bike rider toward me on the sidewalk.
Jerk.
On the sidewalk.
He's on the sidewalk, riding his bike down the sidewalk, coming towards me.
Wienermobile! Sorry. For some reason, the Wienermobile's outside. I'm sorry.
I knew she'd do that. I ignored it.
You ignored the Wienermobile?
I did.
You know, you can acknowledge in your head the Wienermobile when someone's in the middle of telling a story.
I'm sorry.
You know.
It's on 3rd South, Broadway, where your story takes place.
So the bike's coming toward you.
Bike's coming toward me on the sidewalk.
Tell the story to me and shut up on Mike.
Yeah. And so and this is exactly how I did it. I wasn't a jerk about it. I wasn't, hey! I never did that.
Mm-hmm.
I went like this. Bike lane. You could use the bike lane. Said it exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as the guy zipped past me, he yells, F off.
Hug off.
I mean, why? I would think you would prefer to use the bike lane.
Sure.
Why would it be more attractive to drive down the sidewalk than
sort of
the bike lane?
What could you tell? What sort of
it was
biker and
well, he was casual, I think.
Was
because
it a hipster or was it
was
a guy?
Kind of a hipster.
Or was it a DUI guy?
It was a mountain bike, younger guy, no helmet.
Not a DUI guy.
No. But then a minute later, so I just kept walking. A minute later, He scoots right up next to me.
Were you nervous?
And I'm like, huh? I didn't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
He said, dude, I listen every morning. That was an awesome interaction.
He turned around and came back.
He realized who it was that he had just told to hug off. Yeah.
And I went, okay. I just, the mayor spent an awful lot of time and money on that bike lane. I just thought you might want to use it, is all.
Mm-hmm.
Did he explain why?
He rambled about how he's a passenger, he's a rider, he's a pedestrian, he just goes wherever, some sort of crazy.
Oh, he's like...
It didn't make any sense, and I just kept walking. So.
But he turned around and
came back.
Did he apologize?
Did not apologize. I think that was his way of apologizing.
Saying I listen to your show.
Saying I listen to your show every morning after I tell you to F off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I might have said, that doesn't make it okay.
I didn't care to interact anymore. Once he started going on about how he's a pedestrian and a passenger and all that.
Doesn't make any sense.
I went, okay, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by a glob of peanut butter on some toast and 2 hard-boiled eggs.
And outperforming the others, Performance Toyota Bountiful with the exciting 2018 Toyota Camry at a price that will put a smile on your face.
Well, quite a fight. Boner candidate number 1, it was an honest mistake. Video showing nurses laughing and ignoring an 89-year-old World War II veteran as he dies in an assisted living center. He's asking for help, and they just kind of fart around and don't do anything about it much. Then Boner candidate number 2. It sucks when you forget to turn off the body cam. A South Jordan police officer's body camera recorded him admitting to trying to extort, or he did successfully extort or blackmail his ex-wife with a picture he had of her to keep her from getting his pension. It was very close.
Well, they're both awful people.
Yeah.
Both deserving.
But the winner was round 1.
Ah.
It was an honest mistake.
All right. That is your Boner of the Day winner.
That title, by the way, comes from one of the nurses there saying, well, yes, there were some problems, but it was an honest mistake.
The video says differently. Right. People outraged that the round 1 penis in the sky didn't do better, to which I just say, you need to vote harder.
Yeah.
I think there were people that just thought it was funny.
Wow, they thought it was the ultimate boner.
Oh, we ought to be We ought to be good morning show and remind people that the liquor store will be closed.
Yes.
Thursday.
Thursday.
Because it's Thanksgiving. So
I'm stopping on the way home.
Yeah, if you try to go on Wednesday, it's going to be very, very busy. So it's like, and what reminded me of that is that the Salt Lake Tribune, being a good newspaper, reminded everyone that the obituary desk was closed on Thanksgiving. So if you...
What if Grandma dies?
I'm not kidding you. There was a big, ad there that says, notice obituary desk will be closed on Thanksgiving on Thursday for Thanksgiving.
I know why that's a big deal.
Why?
Because you work there,
Well, because the biggest paper of the year.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Is the day after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
So no, it's on Thanksgiving, isn't it?
No, day after.
Day after.
I remember when I was delivering.
And it's because of all the ads and things.
Yeah.
So if you really want to get an obituary in front of the most eyes of people to see it, you can't do it they're saying you need to do it a couple days before. Don't call.
I don't think most people are considering that. That's not why. That's not. If they were, they would be warning people. Now, if you want your obituary to be seen by a lot of people, remember you got to get it in. But it didn't say that. It just said closed Thursday.
And Ivy points out Lee's Discount Liquor in Wendover is open on Thanksgiving until 5 p.m.
Until 5.
Yes.
So
if you want to drive all the way out there,
so I got a time to get out there and get back before dinner.
If it's absolutely necessary.
If you've screwed up and you don't have enough
wine
booze
or something,
you don't have enough booze, get out to Lee's.
That's funny because I follow High West Distillery on Twitter, and they've released the Boo Rye just in time for. They don't always have the Boo Rye, but for your Thanksgiving booze.
Well, thanks so much to High West, whoever owns it now.
Well, that's right. Whiskey Dave did sell it, didn't he?
He sold it, yeah. I think he's still working there, but
well, good for him.
But he sold it, yeah.
Good for him.
Sure.
Let's see. Any other business?
I mean, I have stories from last night, but I feel like
save them.
I feel like I'll save them for tomorrow.
But let's talk about tomorrow. Again, we want to make sure that you show up and help the Utah Food Bank. We will be at Teleperformance up 8550 South, 1300 East in Sandy, and we want you to bring goods for the food bank.
It's not just a Thanksgiving food drive, so we're not just looking for Thanksgiving foods. They are looking to stock the shelves of the Utah Food Bank with all kinds of stuff that they need throughout the winter. High protein food items, peanut butter, canned meats.
But of course, we always need turkeys and hams for Thanksgiving. So if you want to bring, and I think generally we have a truck there that is cooled so that if you bring the turkeys and so forth, they're not going to go bad. Or if you bring a frozen one, that's good too. But bring them there. And if you bring a turkey or a ham, I think we can get your carpets cleaned in your car by Zero Res.
That's going to happen between 8 a.m. and noon.
Okay.
And other things we're giving away. Not that you need a present for coming to donate, but it's a nice thank you. Food from Even Stevens sandwiches.
Yum.
Tickets to Modest Yahoo and Common Kings. That's courtesy of Reggae Rise Up. And these are just while supplies last.
So tomorrow, 8550 South, 13th East, Teleperformance, and we'll be there.
X96 will be there all day.
Right.
We'll be there from 6 to 10, and then John, and then Todd. All right. And, once you donate food to the food bank, treat yourself. Omaha Steaks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've given this as gifts.
It's a perfect gift. It really is. And you can order it and have it, you can pick the delivery date and all of that. But this is a great family gift pack. And that's what it's called, the Family Gift Pack. Only $49.99. I'm sure there's some shipping involved as well, but you get all of this for $49.99. How you get it is go to omahasteaks.com, and you'll see a website search bar there. Search their website for X96, and it'll take you to this place where you can get the Family Gift Pack, 75% off, only $49.99, and here's what you get. And you can send this to friends or family. 2 filet mignons, 2 top sirloins, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 kielbasa sausages, 4 burgers, 4 potatoes au gratin, 4 caramel apple tartlets, 1 Omaha steak seasoning packet, and they're going to throw in 4 additional kielbasa sausages for free. But you got to go to omahasteaks.com and use their search bar, search their website for X96 to get the 75% saving. It's a great gift, or you could just gift it to yourself. That's what I suggest, because my grilling season is all year round.
This holiday season, X96 and Mark Miller Subaru want to share the love with those who need it. X96.
All right, 9:49 right now.
Wouldn't you like to be able to do that to somebody?
What?
It looks like I'm leaving, but just keep on talking, and then just walk out. Just remember that line. You might need it someday. What was the line John Cleese had about what you say at an orgy?
Once a philosopher, twice a pervert, or something like that?
That's exactly it.
I still don't get it,
I don't quite get that.
Mm.
You say that about orgies. Well, once a philosopher, twice a pervert. Oh, if you go once, you're just... you're just...
Curious?
Curious.
Yes.
Philosophizing.
Oh, I didn't get that.
Once a philosopher, twice you're a pervert.
But I can't remember what he was saying that in response to.
I don't remember either.
Oh, I remember. He told a story about eating dog.
He did.
So I think he meant that. If he'd gone back and eaten dog again. He told a story about
being in Hong Kong.
Being in Hong Kong and being taken out for a wonderful meal, and then being told after the wonderful meal.
We said they went to the restaurant called A Very Good Restaurant. I think that was the name of the restaurant, and it really wasn't. Nothing. He said there was only one item we had, which was good. It was delicious.
And after I ate it,
there was a bunch of other things that we tried and not good, but this was great. And so I said to the owner or the waiter, What is this? This is delicious. He said, "Oh, it's dog. It's a kind of a poodle, I think."
And he said, "I had this horrible thought of, should I throw it up? Because now that I know,
and apologize.
Now that I know what it is." Yeah. But his point was, it was so delicious. If he'd gone back for it,
once a philosopher, twice a pervert.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. It's a good saying.
Yeah.
Remember it.
Well, it wouldn't be the holiday season.
Yes.
Without conservatives being upset about
the war on Christmas?
The Starbucks Christmas Cup. Every holiday season.
They're really not, are they?
They are.
What's wrong with
Is
the
it
cup?
the Fox Morning Show? Brian Kilmeade and
I'm sure
Steve
it is.
Douchey?
It's the gay agenda this time.
How gay is the Starbucks cup?
It might be pretty gay. I don't know.
It features hearts, presents, and a Christmas tree.
Okay.
The design showcases two people holding hands. And a reporter suggests the Starbucks commercial for the cup also features two women holding hands.
What?
Possibly drawing a connection between the two.
Well, but there's a Christmas tree there. Obviously, they're not committing the war on Christmas.
Do lesbians not celebrate Christmas? Is there some reason we can't have lesbians holding hands?
Apparently they do.
Yeah, it's not a real great design. That would be my complaint. Is I don't care for the design. But I mean, they got upset when it was just a red cup because it wasn't enough Christmas
or a wreath.
Yeah,
yeah.
And this is in my opinion too much Christmas because it's one of these intricate designs with it's busy. Yeah, it has a whole bunch of
Christmas,
whole bunch of pictures in it, and I'm like, just the red cup was fine. I thought that was a perfect. Very simple, understated, classy way to go. But yeah, you got to be outraged about something.
Well,
with the Christmas.
Yeah. Well, it's an outrageous time of year, so you might as well be outraged.
And I don't know why people get upset about the whole Happy Holidays thing when you say Happy Holidays because
I don't either.
I don't know what you celebrate.
Why should I make that assumption?
Yeah.
I learned that many years ago when I lived in New York, in Manhattan, and I think I walked into it might have been a Jewish delicatessen or something like that, and I got something and I said, "Merry Christmas," and the person behind the counter looked at me and said, "You mean Happy Holidays?" And I went, "Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I see. Oh,
you don't know what people celebrate? Don't presume.
Yeah,
it's rude.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I like the time off. That's the best part of the holidays.
So should I say, Carrie Jackson, happy time off?
Happy vacation time, or let's come up with
happy relaxation time.
Yes, something like that. I'm more than happy to take this week off while you celebrate Christmas. Because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just going to stay home and empty my DVR.
Now, you're not even going to you don't even do a tree really anymore, do
We're not
you?
even doing a tree.
Okay, that I
haven't done a
can't
tree.
go along with you on that.
It's been about 4 or 5 years now that we haven't done a tree.
I don't like the.
Why should you presume that Carrie Jackson should have a tree?
As the future owner of a Christmas tree farm.
Well, he hasn't had a real tree.
I haven't
in
had
years.
a real tree in years. I won't buy real trees.
What, will you buy one for me when I sell them?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What's it going to be called? Mohammed's Discount Christmas
No,
Trees?
I've told you this before.
What's it called?
Flying Carpet Christmas Tree Farm.
Flying Carpet Christmas Tree Farm?
No.
Will I have to drive all the way up?
No, see, because that's what we're going to do.
You bring them down.
Where you cut them and then you bring them down here and sell them in a parking
Yeah,
lot.
all the trees that are sold here are from Montana, most of them.
All right. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see where we're at with our relationship at the time that you do that. Because if you're ending the show to start the Christmas tree farm, I'm going to be a little pissed.
To hell with you.
But if the show naturally ends...
If the show naturally ends and then
Then
go
you'll
on to
buy
the
my
Christmas-
tree?
Then I'll buy the tree. If I have money to buy the
I'll
tree.
give you a deal.
Or if the show continues and you do this part-time and then buy ads for the Christmas tree farm.
You'll do
If
live
you buy
ads
ads,
for,
if
for
you
the
buy
Flying
ads,
Carpet Christmas Tree Farm.
then I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I keep trying to talk my wife into going to I mean, not very hard, but I thought, can we do an artificial tree? Wouldn't that be? But we always have to have a
It's
real,
an abomination, the artificial.
a real tree
like-
that someone has killed.
It's like plastic flowers in your house. It's like
I've seen some really beautiful artificial trees.
No.
Really nice.
I don't like finding pine needles in June. You know,
that's a nice memory of Christmas. Like, oh,
and June
remember
really
Christmas?
hates it.
Yes, she does. Ba-dum-bum. Go ahead. See, you needed a rim shot.
I should have
there.
had a rim shot.
You
there.
needed a rim shot there. And June really hates
All right. Yeah, see, I don't know where I land with the Christmas tree thing. I mean, because I feel like I'm helping the environment by not having Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Even a fake one.
You know? Although, I mean, the Christmas trees are farmed.
And then I say to myself, why am I worried about the environment? I don't have any kids.
Exactly.
You know, it's y'all that need to be worried about it.
you
Y'all
would've-
are going to have kids and grandkids, not me.
You would have enjoyed John Cleese's take on children.
Huh?
They ruin everything.
They do. They do. All right. Shall we do the promo?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
On Tuesday's Radio from Hell show,
We're broadcasting from the Teleperformance location in Sandy. The address is 8550 South, 1300 East.
We need donations of non-perishable food items, including high-protein items like ham, chicken, tuna fish, peanut butter. There's a list of everything that we're looking for at x96.com.
So if you come by during our show on Tuesday morning, you could get food from Even Stevens. And if you donate a ham or a turkey, get your vehicle carpet cleaned by Zero Res.
see you tomorrow on Tuesday's Radio from Hell show on X96.
All right. Good enough? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now, I know John Smith is not next.
Oh.
Is it Richie?
Why is John
Can
Smith
you say
not-
yes or no?
Is he out of town?
No, he's out of town. He'll be back tomorrow. But is he?
As far as you're concerned.
Oh,
as
why
far
didn't-
as I don't know how to. That's why it was yes, no. I didn't know how to answer that question.
So he's not out of town.
You should have just said John is back. He's
back.
He's
Hey,
back
John.
in time.
Hey, what's up, campers?
Oh, he's on his way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He posts stuff on social media.
I know.
It's not a secret.
All right. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Charles Manson's dead.
Yeah.
I think I'm ahead. Am I ahead? We haven't had a final. Frank Christ, we need a tally.
We need. I've messaged him. We need a tally.
Calculations need to be made.
And as far as you're concerned, John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.